Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Recording.
You can hit the record my bobber thingy button, red button, thing button.
Thingy.
Yeah.
I did.
Yes. Let me put this on real quick because I want to look crusty on camera.
Okay. Gotta have the lip care is vital, especially right now with the change of the season. You know, you don't want those crusty lips. You want hydration.
I be doing like extra too. I be putting it in my nostrils and everything. I don't know why. Like, some people would probably think I do coke or something because I'm always like, I'm playing with my nose always.
Playing with your nose. Quit playing with your nose.
Yeah, and I always have like a dry nose. I always have like the
dryness.
Yeah, on the edges it starts peeling and it burns, and like I get that constantly, and it's annoying. So I'm always constantly just putting stuff in there to just keep it moisturized. I have a long nose, so the air just kind of gets in there.
I feel it.
No palero vibes.
I get. Do you use Sepol at all or Vicks? Some people use Sepol.
Never heard of Sepol. I probably have. I mean, I never heard of it, but I probably have used it. But Vaporu, of course. That's classic.
Sepol, like when you're sick or in the winter, I'll put some in my nose. Because when I was little, I used to get nosebleeds all the time from it. The cold air will just dry everything up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I hate sleeping with fans on. I hate sleeping directly under like an AC vent just because
it just irritates you.
Well, it's already dry, and then in the morning when I wake up, it's just the nose is runny because it's just annoying. You would have think que hago perico.
Danger.
El perico. Oh, mija. ¿Qué semana? ¿Estamos grabando? Ok.
Sí,
okay.
En vivo.
Oh, wow. ¿Capítulo qué? 21.
No, 21.
Hey. You remember when you turned 21?
Ooh, I do.
What'd you do? You turned up?
Super turned up.
Because you're already turning up prior, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So, like, was it special still? Like, because did you make something out of that or not?
So we went to BJ's.
Mm-hmm.
Went to BJ's and I was already turned up, and everyone was like, can I buy you a drink? So I was like, everyone order me a different drink.
Wow.
Off of the drink menu. Needless to say, I was hanging out of the window of a vehicle going down Laguna Boulevard. It was like, wild times.
That sounds fun. It's so crazy because like once you're 21 you're really like you're an adult. Like, cause 18 is like the pregame of adulthood.
Right.
And then that little gap, once you start drinking, you're able to buy alcohol. Cause at 21, you can do whatever now at this point. Like, there's no really age restriction at this point. I think probably just Airbnb. I think you have to be 25 and older to book an Airbnb.
I have only gotten an Airbnb like in my 30s, so I don't know.
Was I booking Airbnbs 4 years ago? I think I don't know.
Well, like rental cars, I think rental cars had a limit before, like an age.
That one too. Yeah, I think that's still in effect. I think you have to be 25 to rent a car.
I don't know. I use a Turo app for car rental.
You be on Turo getting luxury cars or what?
No. So when we went to Montana, that's how we got our car. Just through Turo.
How was your experience with that? There's no sponsorship to them, but how was your experience with that?
No sponsorship to Turo. I've used Turo.
Because I was thinking about using that when I'm in Miami next month.
2 times. I've used them. Yeah, both. That's funny. We used them 2 times for Montana. The first time I went through it, the second time we went to Montana, my boyfriend did it. But you can add drivers. I really like the app. You get to speak, you have a conversation with the person. The lady gave me her number. I was able to call her. She was, very just good. There was good communication. The car did what it needed to do. It was clean.
Okay.
No issues. It's very straightforward. Get the insurance. That's my recommendation. Again, not sponsored, but I will tell you why.
Why?
So when I had gotten the churro, I had booked the vehicle with the woman for when we went to Yellowstone.
Okay.
She had messaged me through the app and she's like, oh, look, some people make a business out of it, which is smart.
Right.
You have multiple cars, and the vehicle that I was supposed to get got totaled in Yellowstone.
Oh, wow.
And she said the young lady who was driving it did not have insurance. And now she has to pay everything out of pocket. Or however that goes. But Turo gives you an option for insurance through them. It's not that much money.
But this is on top of your personal insurance, right?
I don't know how that works with personal insurance and driving someone else's car. I don't know what your policy is.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say it depends on your policy. It depends on your policy. Yep.
So just to be safe, because I'm that type of person, I don't like to be worried. Just get the insurance.
Yeah, I'm about to. I think I was thinking about using Turo. I'm trying to go out to the Keys while I'm out in Miami. So, and I don't want a car for the whole trip. So just rent it. It's per hour or something like that, right?
So it depends. Some people will give so you put the amount of days that you want it for. So you put the dates in.
Right.
Some individuals will say unlimited miles. Some people will say, okay, after a certain amount of miles, let's say like 3,000 miles, you got to pay X amount of cents per mile or whatever. Everyone is different how they put their restrictions and all that on their vehicle. But we had unlimited miles on ours. So
it's so crazy how you can really just find a car to rent, like a city bike on the road, right? On the side.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, this last time we went to Montana, we got a hybrid, Toyota Camry hybrid. I'm really kind of weirded out about electrical because depending on where you're going, like in Montana, we only saw one charging station. So that doesn't really make sense to get. But the hybrid, wow, we did not spend that much money on gas. It was very efficient. So,
and if you guys were just local, then even just on I would have lasted both the gas and because once it runs out of gas, it switches to the electric. Wow.
I got it.
7 minutes in. But right now you were saying that you don't like worrying about stuff, and I don't want to get too personal about what's happening behind the scenes. Nothing crazy, but can we talk about that?
Let's talk about it. Why not? We're here.
You're just so hard on yourself, Nicole.
I know.
You worry way too much sometimes.
I do. I worry a lot.
It's funny because I kind of know you already. So
yeah,
I'm always like, yo, stop before you even get to that.
You're so funny because you're like, and just so you know, and don't take that person. And then I'm like, and it's funny because the text will come in and I'm like, okay. And I'll be like, oh, good. I'm fine. You're fine.
Yeah. But no, it's today's episode. I'm excited for it because we were supposed to have this a while ago, but
a minute ago, yeah.
But then on the spot topics, Plática just came about. But this week I actually been feeling this energy a lot of just change, right? And we're gonna get into it. We'll get into how I've been feeling, but I was driving today on the way back, and I was just like, I'm so glad we're gonna have a conversation finally because like lately I just really been I've been mad lately. I'm not gonna lie, not mad like at no one specifically, like just the Matrix is. It's really just been pushing my buttons. It's been pushing my buttons. Work has been so annoying. Like I have not enjoyed going to work in a minute, and I know that's really affecting my overall mood because my day starts with work. And for the last few years, it's been solid. It's been chill. I've been enjoying it, and now that it's just chaos, and it's not organized chaos. That's the thing either. Before it was organized chaos. Now it's just chaos, and it's annoying. So I'm like, that's been affecting me. Just taking care of my uncle's dog too. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
I had to press them the other day a little bit. Not really press, but I'm just,
It's your dog.
Nah, it's just,
It's a lot.
I don't tell me something because like don't sugarcoat. Just don't sugarcoat nothing with me.
Just say it. Just
Tell me how long you really need me to keep this dog. Don't tell me a week and we're already going on 3. So like,
oh wow.
well,
Oh, wow.
2, but 3 coming up. So
Yeah. 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 21 days.
So
Yeah.
and honestly, I shouldn't probably use anything, but I just don't it's just they're only acting on it because I called and said something. Not really said something. They kind of heard it in my tone, like, oh, and that's the only reason now they're coming next week to get her. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, everything's just been getting me mad, and sometimes I'm just like, change. Like I hate feeling evil. Not evil, but I hate feeling like a bad person. But I also have those thoughts of like I want change. I want the change as far as I don't want dogs anymore either. Like. There's a lot of things around me that I want to change. I really wanted to change, and I feel like I'm just riding it out, and I don't know how long it was gonna ride out for. But so everything's just been making me mad. Like, and I know maybe me just projecting too. I don't know. It could be a lot of things, that. But I've been letting a lot of things get to me, and like just yelling at my dogs for dumb things, especially like this dog that she don't listen. So it's very irritating to me because and then when I try to like. Get like tough with her, she starts getting all like growling and like, okay, I'm not, I don't know how you act, so
you're like, oh
yeah, so I leave it alone. But it gets me mad because she's annoying. She's annoying. She's one of those dogs that just needs attention a lot. She wants to be petted. She wants you to play fetch with her, and yeah, so we're gonna have this plática, and I'm glad we're finally having it. And yeah, just stuff changing and behind the scenes, Siento wise, things changing, network wise, a lot of things just changing as far as not even just change where I need things to like new things are coming in. It's change also in people
and yeah,
and individual, like people stepping up to the plate, people adapting to like the pressure that I'm applying now. Like people just a lot. It's just a lot, and sometimes like I'm just really stepping into this mindset of like. I know I really do this, and I know that I can do this. And me as a personality, me as a voice, I know that can always improve. That can always get better. I'm always gonna get better. I can talk taking speech classes and be a better, talker. I don't want to say journalist, but just be a better broadcaster.
Speaker.
I'll say broadcaster because we do broadcast too. The internets.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just time to start applying pressure and just really start taking things just even on a more serious note. And also just realizing that you're going to lose people along this way. You're going to lose social life along this way. There's a lot of things that, and I'm realizing that as much as I keep telling myself, well, I want one day where I can just go out and do something. I want one day where I can just have it to myself. And it's like, bruh, you'll have that. But right now, this is the sacrifice that it takes to get to where you want to get to. So I understand that. And that's why I'm just on this. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work, but there's a lot of work to be done.
There's still more that can be done.
Yeah.
Improvements, elevation.
So it's time to change the gear, good sister. Time to change the gear on everybody. And people, they're just going to see it. I know people seeing it. So.
Oh, yeah, we already know.
I want to talk a lot of, I just want to talk. I want to talk to all y'all. I want to talk to every single one of y'all. And I want to throw shots at everybody.
That what you did right now, it reminds me of like Joe Budden podcast where it's like they press that sound and it's like the shitting.
This is the real thing. Be like pop, 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 pop. Shots to this person, shots to that person, shots to that person. Now, honestly, I'm not even focused on anybody right now, Nicole. To be honest, honestly, I even catch myself listening to my favorite pods, like the Joes and them. I'm seeing myself trying to catch up now with the episodes because either I'm subscribed to the highest Patreon, so either it's just too much content for me to consume, or I catch myself like I don't want to peep too much because then I start trying to be that too much.
The comparison starts to seep in, right?
And right now, like I see the similarities because that's the blueprint. I'm not even gonna cap. Like Joe Budden is definitely that's the school that I attend. That's the university I attend, and who else to just try to see how they do this? And that's the Podfather. Why wouldn't I want to just emulate what he's done, right? But it is now my own twist. Now it's okay, and I learned game from him about like transitions, how to bring topics, how to like certain formulas. I just learn it, but now it's okay. Now it's just apply it your way, do it our way. You know, not even just right now. It's not even just my way. Now it's our way.
Our way, how we do it. Put the sazon on it.
Put the sazon, mija. El consumé and everything.
Todos los sabores.
Yeah. So
and that you know, people may want like, how do you do this? How do you do that? But it's like I can't.
No, stop. Don't even.
But
don't even insinuate who. No.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. So it's like when someone asks me like, "How do you make your chicken soup?"
Okay, that's a good one.
That's what I was going with. I don't even know what you're talking about, but it's like someone was like, "How do you make your chicken soup?" I'm like, "Well, I do this. I could give you the recipe, right? But it's not gonna taste.
It's not the sazon.
It's not gonna taste the same as mine.
It's not the sazon. That's not the sazon, good sister. It's just, I don't know. But I'm also like, I'm realizing like I'm looking at this network and my pod and all this, our pod as a top pod. Like it's gonna be there right now. It's crazy when you say it out loud. Like, it does sound crazy when you're like the other day when I told Dennis like when we're a multi-million-dollar business, and it sounds crazy because it's like, bro, relax. You know, I even tell myself that because like you're just thinking too much of it, but you have to think that much of it. You have to think about it like that. You have to move in that light. You have to move in that way. You have to move like you're already lit. You have to. That's why I look back. I'm like, you know what? Since I started partying, I have been moving like I've always been on. I've always approached my drops. I've always approached how I promote my episodes. I've always approached the way. I've always made it dope for my resources, you know. So I look back on my resume for what I put out, and it's like I'm still not mad at that because that still was at the time that was me at my most creative, you know, greatness. And then the more looking now, like this, I'm at more of my creative greatness, you know. Just you continue to just evolve in this game, and that's why I'm applying pressure on the team and everybody, you know.
Right.
It's a small team right now, still, you know. I'm still looking for a team that I can really, you know, rely on. But I'm realizing that I think that's just gonna come when I have money to pay people. That's really what it's gonna come down to. And I kind of want it that way, so then that way I can just talk to people. Not like that sounded crazy, but you know, I don't feel bad. You just want
to have that business or employee boss relationship as opposed to worrying about overstepping in some sort of way because you have a friendship with these people. Yeah. And personal and business, it gets tricky, but on a personal level, I love all my friends to death. But the sacrifice right now is that I just can't. Maybe when I get to where I get to, I'll come back down and like, yo, come kick it with you guys, and it'll be like old times. But right now, I'm just on this mission, you know, and and that can sound selfish. It can sound crazy, but. You got to do what you got to do. How are you going to build your dreams? You know, they don't get built on their own.
Exactly.
That's just the reality.
I look at all these young cats like that are getting big on Twitch, that are getting big on just on platforms, right? And it's like, you know, I can do that. Like, it seems so far fetched, but it only seems far fetched because the work's not put in yet. So that's why like we've been putting in a lot of work, but that's why I continue to tell you like, you know, we got like, yo, it's go time. And then sometimes
you can't sleep on it. Yeah.
And then sometimes I start overthinking like, okay, if we are starting to post a lot more, like, and it's not getting the same type of traction, like, is that like worse? Like, you know, but at the same time, it's like it don't matter because you don't know which one's gonna hit. You never know you never know what's gonna hit. So why not keep shooting? Keep shooting, no matter, because not everyone's gonna be the 200 something K, you know, real, but we showing up and we showing out, and people think that watching reels is hearing a whole episode. Fine, you know, so be it.
That's cool.
Like,
yeah,
it don't matter. We provide enough reels to where you get the feel of the episode. We don't give y'all 3 reels. Here's 3 reels for the episode, and you guys kind of like we give you guys at least 10 reels per. Like, it's just a lot that goes into this, and I'm not here to just start talking about that because the consumers y'all don't care about that, and I get it. I feel you guys don't care about how hard it is, you know, what goes into this. But a lot of people, if a lot of people were doing it how we're doing it right now, they would become happy, and I think they would stay like this for probably a longer time than how we're trying to move.
Right.
We made one accomplishment.
Big picture.
I mean, my bad. I'll let you go right now. But like we see a moment, and it's like, okay, now I keep going. Like that's just me. And I try to instill that in people around me, where it's like, yeah, this is cool, this is great. This real doing what that was amazing. We got the follower, the little jump. I'm not mad, but that happened yesterday. What's happening today?
What's happening today? Yeah.
We can't get caught up in old accomplishments, even though it was, and that's not to take it for granted because we were so hyped. Behind the scenes, me and you were going crazy. We may not have expressed that really on the episode, but behind the scenes, me and Nicole, we were ecstatic about like, yo, this is really happening. Like, this is so wild. Like, you don't, like I said, you don't know which one's gonna hit.
Yeah.
So why not? So now that's how I look at it. Keep shooting. But I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. Since the reel going viral, that was a learning experience. We got so caught up in the moment, which I think is great because we were able to celebrate that moment for ourselves. But we also were able to reflect on how we dealt with the situation, how we could have made more content or done more with it. You know what I mean? But
learning experience, Nicole.
A learning experience, exactly.
We're learning.
We're 21. It never stops.
We're 21 episodes in, y'all. 21 episodes in. 21 episodes in. We don't have any guests. We don't have any guests in our how do you say it?
Space. We're not interviewing them. Podcasts.
We're not looking at anybody to have on our show at all. Like, no, we're not. Well, not yet. Like, there's a lot of people that we're already plotting on in the future, but it just don't make sense right now because you guys are gonna fall in love with us first.
And we do get requests. I've been made aware of a few requests that I've communicated with you as well, and that's just. I think that some people.
It tells me they don't listen to the show.
That you don't listen to the show, and then you want to make these types of requests, and you should probably listen before.
Yeah, we told you. The first episode, I told y'all I'm off conspiracies. I'm off. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm off spirituality, but I don't like talking about my beliefs anymore. I don't like talking about what I feel about the world because it doesn't really matter, and I'll keep it to myself. That's something that that's a good not a transition, but yeah, that's change right there. I had to change it up, and people saw me change it up. People hit me up right now that knew me from conspiracy, and it's like, yo, I see how you're really talking about, you're really enjoying what you're talking about now, and it's like, yes, I really am. I love showing up and not having to worry about who I'm gonna have on this week, if they're gonna show up, if they're gonna lag, are they gonna give it their all, are they really gonna be into it, are they just doing it just to be nice and do me a solid, so. I'm over that. Now I'm potting with someone that I know wants to be here, that that you're showing up, you're putting the work in behind the scenes, on camera, you're showing up. So I can't be like, why would I want to go do that when I'm and then here we're having conversations that have to do about us. It's not about something that we just learned last week and I want to have a podcast about this because this is interesting and everyone I haven't had this and it's conspiracy type things and I'm gonna get the followers and blah 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 because it worked for me. I'm not even gonna lie like it didn't work.
It did work for you.
But I lost interest and I keep I'm not gonna sound like a broken record because I always say that, but I just lost interest in it and that's when I had to change on everybody and that's why people see this and now because now I came back even harder. Like that's why like I be tripping because like. This is the third pod I start. I don't stick to a pod. Sometimes I feel crazy for doing that, but I just get so happy at myself that I created another whole like IP like that. People don't understand the people don't understand that. Like even if we didn't want to do this no more, we could probably even sell this show to somebody and someone else can run off with the name and the concept and just insert the two co-hosts and keep it going.
Keep it going.
We could just sell the IP. Like people don't understand that. Like we're building something like from scratch. So like. And I feel like I'm just making my network more powerful. Like I have 3 different type of shows on my network and I'm on all of them, but it's still 3 different type of shows. It's 3 different type of content. Like that's pretty impressive to me. And eventually they all will come back when they come back. But well, yeah, the other 2 will come back when they come back. But right now it's SNL. Sorry, no lo siento.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry actually. No lo siento. If you guys want like, I mean, I just feel like we're tapping into a different crowd here as well, and it's a whole different side of me. Like that's why I get hyped now, because it's not OB no more. It's not conspiracy. It's sorry, no lo siento.
It's something different.
It's just a vibe, Nicole. Mm-hmm. The way we prep for it, the way the content we look for, what I'm looking for, the music I'm looking. Like it's not even a little bit of the same of OB. Mm-hmm. And OB. The dope thing about OB is that I can do SNLS on OB. I can do that. I mean, when I say that is I can play the Spanish music on there if I wanted to. I can talk Spanish on there if I wanted to, but that's more of like, now I'm realizing that is more of my music podcast. Even though it's not always about music, it's more towards like hip hop culture. Like, I don't want to talk about, like, on there I'll talk about the trending topics like Tory Lanez and stuff like that. Here, I don't want to talk about that. Here we're going to talk about like earthquakes that happen in Mexico, or, you know, the holidays, how we celebrate holidays, or certain things like playing videos like the Latin versus Hispanic. Like that wouldn't make sense over there, but here it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And I have another good video today too, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh
man, Mija, we're what? Oh, we're 25 minutes in. I love when we just flow so freely. Because they get these bars. I think the beginning of the pod is the most authentic part of the pod.
Yeah, it's just like we're checking in and...
Oh man, whoa! How was your week? ¿Qué tal contigo, mija? How's everything going on?
Saw my dad this week.
If you don't mind me asking, like, is he cool? Because you keep mentioning him, but I feel bad because I haven't asked. I hear you always say it, and I haven't asked you anything.
He just retired, so I think that everyone who retires has this strange transition phase, and so I'm just trying to make sure that he's
depressed or what?
Well, some people go through depression. I don't want to say he's depressed just yet, but I feel like he just doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
And just distracted. He just discovered YouTube. And so he's just sending me videos. Did you see that? And I'm just like, please stop sending me all these videos. Like, and then he'll start to send them to my mom. And my mom's like, this isn't even real. Like, my mom's like, you're looking at some fake stuff. And it's just like, my mom's like, don't be gullible. And I'm just like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
But that must be rough, like retiring. Yeah. I mean, imagine doing something for so long and then you just stop doing it. Mm-hmm. That's why, Nicole, think about this. Like, I don't have to retire from this.
No,
I could be 70 years old and it'll be so crazy because people are going to see the documentation. Like, I'm going to have episodes since when I was 20, you know, how my voice sounds to when I'm 70, how I'm potting then. Like, that'd be crazy. That's like over 5,000, 6,000 episodes.
Chris X Matt.
But like
the documentary.
People don't see the value in, not even the value. People are not trying to adapt to the new world and the new ways of monetizing. Like, you can monetize you. It's not like people always like, something I don't want to be. And it's like, okay, I get it. Certain industries, yeah. If you want to be a rapper, it's like a facade. Certain things is gonna be a facade, but you have the ability to record yourself and put it on YouTube. You have the ability to record yourself and throw it on audio format. And you have the ability to really just build your own voice and platform. Like, you don't need to go that route.
You have the ability to be your own brand and say, hey, I love this lip gloss.
Yeah.
This is the lip gloss I use every day. Click on the link in my bio on my Amazon storefront. That is a way to monetize. Mm-hmm. That's the future.
Mm-hmm. And people, and I get it. I get I don't like being on my phone. I'm not really, I understand it. Like, trust me, I get it. But the game now is content. Content runs everything. And people, and look, and see, and we're not even getting to Plática yet, but it's already bars. Like, people are not trying to change and adapt to that. People are trying to refuse, like, just hitting the phones. And I did it for the longest time. And I didn't start doing it until I got professional equipment to start putting out reels. And you don't need all this either. You can just, on your iPhone as well.
On your iPhone, yeah.
You can keep building the platform. But I understood that eventually, if I wanted to keep building my network, a pod, whatever it is, you need content and you need videos. So people just gotta, you gotta change and adapt. And sometimes I see the way like people really just want to be free, Nicole. Like no, at the end of the day, people they're passionate about what they do, but at the end of the day, it's still work. Like if you're a barber, you're not just cutting hair to cut hair. You're cutting hair, you're grinding because eventually you do want your own place. You don't want to have people renting out your booths and paying. You want to be the main person. And then the person that used to cut for you does the same thing. They get their own shop, and that's how the evolution grows, right? But like no one's trying to. No, if someone gave you the option to just chill all day with your family and still be able to get paid, you would do it. You wouldn't just show up to work and man. And that's why I tell people, like, everyone has a bunch of different interests. And, like, you can monetize everything that you're into. Everything that you're into. As long as you're dope at one thing specifically, though, that you're known for. And then eventually everything else just all the doors open out. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I know once this works, Nicole, like, I'm going to get the DJ people hitting me up like, yo, you want to do a set for us, bro? Like, because they see how I play with the idea of it. And I'm always playing music, so they know I can probably do it. So they'll reach out to me to, do that. I can have, Levi. I'm always rocking Levi. I would love for Levi to hit me up, be like, yo, let's do something. But I'll open those doors up for me just by making this hot. Mm-hmm. And it's not gonna be easy, but it's not supposed to be easy because getting in those rooms not supposed to be easy, bruh. You know how much money you dealing with when you in those rooms, bruh? All those deals, like it. And I know I'm so young, but I feel like I've studied this game so much that I'm ready. I'm expecting nothing's gonna be a surprise to me. Obviously, it's different when you experience it, but it's gonna be like, damn, I remember when Joe was talking about this. I remember when this person was talking about this. Mm-hmm. Now, when you watch interviews, it hits different when they give you gems, and man, it's deep for me. That's how I know this is what I have to do, Nicole, because I'm a different like. I can't wait till I can start interviewing certain people, man. Like I'm different, yo. Like I approach everything differently. I'm into things that y'all not into. I can tap in with vegans. A lot of people can't. I can tap in now with them. I can tap in with meat eaters too. A lot of people, it's just the versatility in me it's so crazy, and I see that in me. And maybe I shouldn't be saying that about myself, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I know my value. I know what I can bring to a show. I know I can bring to anybody creatively, to be honest. Mm-hmm. If you really want this dream in life to happen, bruh. Mm-hmm. I don't want 100,000 a year, Nicole. I don't want to move up in a company just to go 150,000. That's cool. That's cool. But I'm trying to change generations. I'm trying to change my family's life. I want to change my environment. I want to change the people I'm around. I want to change the cars I'm able to have access to. I'm trying to change
all of it.
Comfortability of life to be top notch. I want to be able to be like, you know what? I'm feeling the type of way today. I'm going to go to the mountains for a week and I don't have to worry about nothing because these plays is still going up.
Yeah.
And I can record 5 episodes before I go on this trip and they can drop all within this week and I'm going to monetize off all these episodes while I'm having fun finding myself. But people don't see but I don't know anything, right? Like people don't see the value in putting the work in this content game. Mm-hmm. The value, we talked about this on the money episode, the currency is currency now. The currency that you build by getting the followers now, the likes, like it means something. I get it don't mean nothing in the real world. Trust me, I get it. I know, but then again, people say followers don't pay your bank account, but I think they do. If you got followers, you can sell whatever that's a market. You can sell whatever to these people. They pay your bills. It's a different game, and that's a change that people are denying. They don't want to accept the fact that you have to get on social media. You have to be posting all this. You got to be doing. Mm-hmm. They don't want to do it, and I get y'all. Trust me, I get y'all.
The currency of just you viewing, even if you don't interact with the content, you viewing it still contributes in some way, shape, or form.
Man,
you listening contributes to one way, shape, or form.
I'm not supposed to get this serious in the beginning of the pod, but yo, I'm so yeah, these are raw, authentic bars I'm giving y'all. I didn't plan to do this, but I be feeling no way because people someone the other day told me I'm a walking pod. And in my head, I'm thinking, then why don't you have a pod? Why don't you if you know you walking content, why aren't you online? But I understand that sometimes people don't get it. And that's when you need people like me that start trying to play it out. But sometimes people need to hear, though. That's the thing. They want to have to hear.
People's ears aren't all the way open.
And that's when I get reminded that, okay, not everybody wants what you want, Chris. Not everybody wants to live that life that you want. And if I get to that point, Nicole, I'm not gonna come back. I'm not gonna come back down. But yo, I'm bringing y'all with me because at one point,
you get to that point,
because at one point I tried to give y'all the game, but y'all weren't trying to hear me. But now y'all see the how I'm valuable, how y'all can eat off me, how I can promote your brand and get it to a whole other level. Now it's like, what's good, Chris? Now it's like,
Mike
yo, show
Jones.
me how. Yo, that's a good way to lighten the mood up. Let's get the tunes going. Like I cannot not play the crowd some music.
Right.
We're gonna go different today. I'm gonna enjoy the little set list I have for you guys today. We're gonna start off like this, y'all. Let's go. Sorry, no lo siento. Episode 21.
Here we are.
Let's go.
Boom, mami, no me. I love this song.
If you know, you know. Sí, señor. Acomódense, mi gente. DJ Cristobal X Mateo.
Hey.
Y'all got me hot today. I'm on a good one right now. Nah, I'm dead.
Woo.
They're so hard. Hard. Acomódense, mi gente. Agarren su cafecito, agarren sus conchas. Shout out to Vegancita one time. ¿Dónde quieren tener la plática? ¿En el carro? ¿La recámara? ¿La cocina? ¿La sala?
En el gimnasio.
Hey, yeah. Shout out to everyone tapped in right now listening. I don't care where you at in the world. You right now tapped in listening to Sorry No Lo Siento. If you're on YouTube, shout out to you. You don't hear no music right now, so that's on you. If you're on SoundCloud, shout out to you. Apple Podcast, shout out to you.
Google Podcast.
Shout out to all the real listeners and the real listeners.
Shout out to the loyal listeners, our returning listeners.
Shout out to Paula Azul.
Shout out to her, yes.
Shout out to Paula Azul. Shout out to Mimi Moshiri.
Hey.
I see y'all pivoting your game too. I see y'all.
We out here.
Hey, real ones, y'all made me stop my music. Real ones pivot. Real ones change. Real ones know how to adapt, yo. Real ones, yo. We don't complain. We know the content that we giving y'all, it ain't gonna get us to where we want to get to. We understand that. You gotta pivot sometimes. Mm-hmm. We all got different sides. I just said that we all got different interests. I like conspiracy stuff, but I understand that I did fall for a lot of the things. I did fall for a lot of the traps. I was in that rabbit hole deep. Pause, but I was in there deep. I was in there. I lost the light, you know, and now nothing. I don't get nothing phases me in the world no more. But that's besides the point. You have to adapt. Shout out to Paula Azul. Shout out to Mimi Moshidi, cause I see y'all. Shout out to Also Veganish. Shout out to Also Veganish. Shout out to you, Mimi, cause I just love your commentary. I love your commentary.
It's so good.
And she's her. Like, that's her. Like, you can, everyone does food recipes, everyone does food pages, but no one's talking the way she talks, no one's doing the commentary the way she does it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I mean, like, people have to find their own them and like, look at, not even find their own them. She's monetizing her. That's her.
Yeah, that's her.
I'm gonna give y'all food how I want to give y'all food, but this is how I like to. She probably be doing that without the camera sometimes, just talking to herself. Yeah. Like, ooh, this fire. Ooh. You know, like it, man.
Yes.
You feel me? Shout out to Fowler too. You know, what you coming from? Which the astrology, all that astrology stuff, right? Now just pivoting and doing and yo, I'm not even gonna say our idea, Nicole, but
yeah,
Fowler, we're gonna tap in with you soon because we need you. We're gonna need you soon. We're gonna need you soon to give these a real platica.
A real one.
That's gonna be a crazy platica.
I know.
All right, but hold on. Let me get the tunes back going. Got me hot. Yes, sir. I need a little chula on me right now for this song.
Well, she's like, do you remember the music video for this?
Nah.
Oh.
I'm going to keep it in the same vein, though. We're going to keep it in the same vein. Shout out to El General. I don't have my sound drops today, guys, but just imagine. OB. So sorry.
No lo siento.
Huh?
Oh.
Huh? Real ones remember this?
Muévelo, muévelo.
Muévelo.
Ven a bailar.
Ven
a gozar. Muévelo, muévelo.
Ven
a bailar.
Ven a bailar. Damn, I had to lighten up my mood because I was getting hot too early in the episode.
We had to move it out real quick.
I had to do my own little Reiki. Oh, man. And I took I even took a hit before we started recording. I never do that. Today I was like, whatever. Let's see what vibe I get. But y'all got a good Chris. Oh man, muévelo for real, man. Move everything, move everything
day.
around you. Move everything around you. Change everything up, man. Okay, mija. Bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Sorry No Lo Siento. Soy tu host, Cristóbal Ex Mateo, y mi compañera. Hold on. Y mi compañera. How do you say healing with Nicole in Spanish?
I don't know. Would you say sanando con Nicole? I don't know. Healing with Nicole.
There you go. Nicola Sanadora.
Oh, that would mean I'm a healer.
That was hard. Cristóbal Ex
dang.
Mateo, and then that's me, the DJ, and then you, the curandera.
Like, ooh.
Oh, man. We've had a long-awaited conversation for you guys. Long-awaited plática.
Yes.
You know, queríamos tener esta plática desde, unas semanas antes, ¿verdad? Like 3 weeks ago. But then Guys Trip came up and mediocrity came up. A lot of these pláticas just get inspired, you know, based on what's happening in our lives, though. What's happening in our lives, and change was very relevant at the time when we were bringing it up. But then everything was happening, so other things were happening in our lives, so it just made sense to talk about. Like, we didn't plan family planning.
Nope.
And look, that was an amazing, but probably top 3 episodes to me.
Yeah.
You know, my grandma was on that episode. Like, it was like a lot of these
conversations. That was a great episode.
And a lot of these, so that's why, like, in the beginning, we try to plan for these pláticas ahead of time a lot. But like now, we have pláticas in set up in advance. But when pláticas come up in the present time, we end up just going with that because it's just relevant to our lives. And potting is so much funner when you can talk about what's happening to you currently. Then instead of always just trying to bring up old stories, but it's also fun to incorporate like what's going on in your
currently.
Yeah. And it's crazy how, you know, we pushed changes to the side, but this week I've been having that feeling again. You know, so I'm glad that we pushed it back because now it makes sense again. And then now the change actually happened already. Like my uncle and my aunt, they left already, you know? Like the change now, like 9 months after my dad's passed, like the change is like now feels like it's permanent now. Now it's we've adjusted to the change, right? My dad not being here, we've adjusted to you know dealing with grandma. We've adjusted. It's a lot of things that's changed for me this year alone. That I just felt entitled. I just felt called to have this conversation, this plática.
Yeah.
And like it's just been a tough year for me. Like 2022 has been a really hard year for me. And I mean, people watching this, people hearing this, they may just see my energy and see like, okay, Chris, you know, it don't look like it don't seem like it, but no one knows what you're going through, and no one cares really what you're going through, so it doesn't really matter, you know. Like, and I'm not saying that because I cry when I need to cry. You know, like I told you yesterday. I actually had a little. I was listening to Lil Russell. I was listening to Lil Russell. I was gonna go get a haircut. I was just waiting for my barber. He was running late, and Lil Russell was just playing. And Lil Russell music is just so special that it feels so motivating. Like it's really inspiring. Like I'm hearing it. It's like this is gonna happen. Like OB Network is gonna like Chris X Matt is gonna be in this space, and I'm gonna be a problem one day. Like I just know I am, and I can't stop belittling myself and shying away from that fact. Like I just have to step into my truth and live it. And I know what I can do in this space. I don't get nervous no more. Like a lot of people get nervous when they interview people. Like I love it. That's like it was my way of meeting people. You know, like I'm not a traditional just going out to meet people. Like I like this excuse of getting to know someone because we're working, but it's like I'm getting to know you. We're building a rapport. So this year alone, like. To be honest, what happened to me this year as far as losing my dad and all the changes in my personal life with family and just getting adapted to fighting just a different financial situation.
Shift in finances.
Yeah. Having to step up more to the plate, and not because I have to, not because it's asked of me, just because, like that's just me and my siblings. That's how much we love our moms, how much we love each other. Like we're so close in family that it just affected all of us. And I see how strong all my family is. I see how strong my mom is. I see how strong my sister is. I see how strong my brothers are. We have our moments. We always have our moments, because it hasn't even been a year. But to a lot of people, it's like, how are you even, because life goes on, guys. And I don't say that to say like being considerate to the death or brush it off. Nah, but you gotta, I can see that situation showed me how I can give up so easily. It showed me how I can just surrender to the matrix and surrender to all this and live mediocre, live the lifestyle that I'm talking crap about, that I'm not trying to even live in. So that's why now this is, and it sucks that death put this battery in me, but I have this battery in me now that no, I'm not playing no more. Like I've been just changing mindsets a lot too. My mindset has changed so much this year. The way I look at life, the way I look at like people, the way I look, I just don't got time no more for mediocrity. I don't got time for the sheep. I don't got time for slow people, but I love everybody. I'm cool. There's a time and place to tap in with the sheep. There's a time and place to tap in with people, but right now the time is to tap into this frequency, and not too many people can be on this frequency. I'm apparently I'm seeing that. I'm realizing that this frequency, I guess, is too strong to where only a few people, you, Dennis, certain people are standing the test of time.
Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch, yes. Like, and that's what I'm realizing, that I need to start finding people that the same pressure that I'm putting on them, they're putting on themselves too.
Right, because you don't want to be just having all this momentum and then lose it. Like you're trying to keep this momentum going. Because it's once you stop, Nicole, it's so hard to pick up the momentum again. Every time I stop potting, it's like it's kind of like, let's get back into. And now, once a week, it's a routine. It's muscle memory now. We have our days where we do certain things. We have our days where we talk. We have our days where we pot. And it feels like a job now, but like a fun job. And imagine when we start getting paid off of this, though. Like, Nicole, like this is gonna get so much even easier for us once this really starts, going. Right now, it's a little work because we got to put the work in, but that's why I realized that's the sacrifice, though. That's the sacrifice. Your time right now. I get time is important, but right now, your time, you got to put the 10,000 hours in. I'm only like 2,000 in, to be honest, if that. Like now, there's no excuses no more. I got the setup. I got everything. Now it's go time. Like that's the mentality I've been changing. So about myself and about how I'm approaching all this. So the year that I've had in the beginning, I started. I wasn't supposed to take the time off even that I started. That I took off. Right.
I stopped potting January. I was supposed to be back with OB February. And then my life changing event happened, and everything got pushed back. And then when I felt like, okay, I have to start getting back into this, I actually, thank you, Nicole. Like, really, because you actually helped me. Like, you were that person that I was bouncing ideas with. You were the person I was creating the show with when I was in my down moment. That it really helped my spirits get back up because I got that inspiration back in. I had to figure out how to make it work with you not being here, physically. I was distracted, and I needed that distraction at the time. And And look what we created just in that little time. You know, we talked about it last year, but it wasn't even called Siento, no lo siento. Like all this happened when I really started just stepping back into, okay, I got to start getting back into what I want to do. And I can't, because I was considering taking the whole year off. I did not want to come back to potting yet. I stopped posting on Instagram. My whole demeanor really changed after all that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. But, well, first, you're welcome. But I think that it was a healthy way for us to, because we would talk about how you were feeling.
Yeah.
But then it was like, okay, because when I was in therapy, they always say, okay, you know, talk about your feelings, but also do something that you like, or also don't just sit in this dark place. Talk about it, get it out, and do something else. So I felt like it was very productive for us to say, okay, how are you feeling? How you doing? You know, I would check in with you on the voice text, like, hey, how are you doing?
You did, yeah.
And then, okay, let's talk about this. And then we would just shift into, and obviously you were still, you know, you're still processing, you're still going through, but this is a healthy balance to where you just didn't go all the way off the deep end or into this dark place. You had something that you could, okay, I look forward to this. I'm going to put work into this.
Yeah.
The battery, you know, it's unfortunate this sad, you know, tragic event that occurred unexpectedly and so quickly had happened. But at the same time, it's like, okay, now I have all this fuel and I'm going to put it, I'm going to just go here now. It's go time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's man. Oh yeah. And just trying to figure all this, just trying to make this whole thing just look even better and feel better and the experience, you know, I really care about my product. And I think people that really tap in, I think they can see that. And shout out to my good brother, you know, Manny, you know, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. He actually texted me randomly in the morning, was like, so very proud of you, GB, for real. And, because that's someone that knows he knows my dream. He knows what I want to do. You know, he used to live with me. He used to at one time be my camera guy, you know, so like he basically was here. He's the one that filmed all of season 2 of Overly Blunt. So
wow. Yeah,
so I mean, that's my brother, you know. So like but it's just I appreciate that because they're noticing the work that I'm putting in, and I think they see even my maturity too, in certain areas, because the way I change, even how I approach life now too. Like before I would snap a lot too on Twitter. I always don't want to talk, you know, everything that happened behind the scenes, Nicole, like, you know about, like old me would have gone on Twitter and just been like, yo, I would have responded a certain type of way too to a message like that, you know. But now it's just like, I don't.
For what?
They're not in my. I'm so focused right now, and
you're here.
Y'all not doing it how I'm doing it. Y'all not trying to do what I'm trying to do. So it's not the same. Like LaRose will say, it's not the same. It's different.
It's different,
and that's fine. Do it how you want to do it, but it don't make sense to. I don't care. Like sometimes I tap into y'all to people's stuff. It don't sound the greatest, so I can't be there. I'm sorry. Sometimes I tap into people's stuff, and it's like your content is still kind of I'm off this, you know. So it's just.
And it's not, I think that when you say that, some people might be like, oh, he's being a hater, blah, blah. That's not the case. I think that you're, okay, well, you are, but I interpret it as you see the potential. I think that you have a really good eye for potential and what people can do.
For talent, yeah, I do.
And
I do.
When you see that an individual isn't meeting the level that you think that they can achieve, it turns you off. So you're just kind of like, okay, this person is still comfortable at this level.
Yeah. I
know that they could do this.
Yeah.
But it turns you off and you're just kind of like, okay, well, they're still there. You know?
It turns me off because like I said earlier, not everybody's trying to do what I'm trying to do. And that's where I get mistaken. But then they probably look at me thinking like, they probably look at me at their level. And I don't, and honest, and not to be blunt, I mean, yeah, sorry, no lo siento. I'm not at y'all level. I'm not. Like, y'all, like you guys, you wouldn't even understand how I really studied some of the stuff that I studied, Nicole. You don't understand sometimes when there's certain people that I follow in this pod world, in this pod game, they put up an IG story, Nicole, when they're in their studio. I'm the person that I'm pausing to see what equipment's in the studio. That's what I be doing to see. Oh, I don't be. What cameras are y'all using? Let me pause.
I gotta tell you,
that's the little switch y'all using for. I bet. Like that's how much every time Joe posts when he's behind the scene or something. Pause. What y'all got? Yes, I'm checking. What y'all got in there?
I just started doing that.
There's so many ways to study this, man. Like, yeah. I don't know if you saw the account I followed on Siento. It's all audio based stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, see, like little things like that. Like, there's different ways to study this. Like, the answers are out there, but how bad do you want this? And a lot of times, a lot of people probably just want to be personalities, which I ain't mad, But once this network really work, I can go get those people. Mm-hmm. I'll make it easier for you, but I'm gonna get my cut, and I'm gonna have ownership of your IP. If not, then we're gonna work something out. I'm gonna get paid regardless. But like you mentioned the other day, we can start a podcast course. Easily. A real podcast course too. Video, visual, social media. And the only reason it won't make sense right now is because the validation isn't there. You guys go on the page and it's not validated yet. But if the followers were there, if the traction was really there, then yeah, it would make sense. But
if we had 10K followers,
it would work.
It would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes. And there's so much I've learned from you. And sometimes now when I watch certain podcasts on YouTube or whatever, I'll pause it too. And I'm like, oh, that's the microphone. Oh, we got the same microphone. And I'm okay. That's what kind of camera are you using? Okay. What kind of ring light are you using? Depending on who it is. Like you said, the information is there. People just don't want to do. Yeah, I don't know. They don't want to pay attention. They wanted.
And people think it's easy. It's not common sense, yo. I promise you. I wish it was common sense.
There's a lot to it.
Like that's why audio wise, on the hardware side of things, I know how to work audio. Like I know what an XLR cable is. I know how to connect mics to a mix. I know how to fix audio stuff to make people hear. But the only thing I lack is the mix and mastering. That's the only thing that as much as I try, I get so lost in it that I'm like, this is complicated. Like for real. Like I have to really sit down and learn this because it's not just about. There's a lot goes into mixing, yo. That's why they get paid what they get paid.
And even our situation with our mixer, like that was a change that we had to deal with.
Oh, that's a lot of changes, man. A lot of changes. A lot of changes, but that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. But no, like just to go back to what I was saying a little bit earlier, like, yeah, this whole year has been changed for me. That's why I wanted to have this conversation. Like, okay, so my dad transitioned this year. Like I said, adopting to no father, no longer being present in my family's life, change with my grandma, my cousins moved, like everything around me. I've had this feeling lately that everything around me is changing but me. And let me just clear that up a little bit, because when I say changing, like earlier, I'm just saying that a lot of my mindset has been changing. Like I've been growing and I've been changing eternally, but like physically, I think I'm fearing a change, like in a different environment. I'm fearing like doing something differently. Maybe making the call to go take my dogs already to put them down, or because she is getting older. Her stomach's feeling harder. So it's not gonna be good when she gets to a point where she can't. So
you're trying to avoid that painful suffering on her end too.
That I am. But it's just like I said, it's just a lot of things that. Like I said, I never thought I'd see my aunt and my uncle move. I never thought I'd see the day that I would see that day coming, ever. And look, they moved. And I remember when I told them, when my parents first had left here and they left me here, they didn't leave me here, but when I stayed here, and when I told my uncle, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm never gonna leave until you guys leave, because then when you guys leave, I'm really gonna feel like I'm by myself, like I'm, like I'm alone. But that was me, 2016.
A lot has happened and transpired.
A lot has happened. A lot has happened, Nicole. And they even thought that probably I was going to start asking them for help a lot. I know my tia probably thought, he's going to come over here trying to, they're going to try to eat off of us or get food because we want home cooked meals and all that. But not once did me and my brother and me personally ever really like depend on them like that. Ever. So, and they realized that. They knew that. They probably are surprised how they probably didn't realize how mature we really were. You know, me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So that was change. Even that was change when my parents left. Adapting to myself, you know, basically being a homeowner in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
being the one that runs the
house.
place. Yeah, being the one that runs the place. Having to worry about the pool being clean. Having to worry about the grass. Having to worry about
the kitchen floor.
All that. That's not
the bathroom.
Never mind.
Do you know, I will say this. Every time I clean my bathroom, I always think, I wonder if Chris has cleaned his bathroom.
No. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh my gosh.
My mom left when she leave July. Yeah. You do the math.
And I've been cleaning the bathroom every week. So I'm just like,
nah.
I wonder.
Nah. Oh, man. See, I need that to change in my life. I need a maid.
I was going to say, yeah, or housekeeper.
Housekeeper. I'm sorry. I don't like that word, huh?
You could say maid, Mary maid, housekeeper.
Yeah. I need a señora que limpia.
Yeah, she could make you food too. I had a neighbor who...
Word? They do that?
I had a neighbor growing up and they were Caucasian, but they had a señora come, una señora mexicana come, and she would clean and then she would always leave them dinner ready.
Wow.
And I was
How to
like,
get paid for that?
Yeah, she did. She got paid for that. That's what you need.
Man, nah. For real. Well, Robert, I just need someone to ride for me, man. Come be Chris X Matt's novia.
You heard it here first.
I mean, I would be down for a chick, but like you have to understand too that like you're not my first priority right now. I'm sorry. Like that's really gonna be the reality of a lot of situations right now too.
Okay, so let's touch on that. So if in the event a woman showed her interest, you could not give her 100% of your time right now because your focus is on growing this empire.
Yeah.
So where then, you know, she's going to ride with you. She understands this. And then in the future.
Yeah. She reaps the benefits for sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just for anyone out there que están interesadas.
Yeah, no, for real. For real. Like, that would be ideal. And sometimes I be thinking, though, because sometimes, Nicole, I be thinking of the idea of like a family and it scares me. Just because I see how tied down people are.
It's scary to think of having a small human depend on you.
But it's not even that. It's just like you always have to be checking in on people. You always have to be like calling, you know, seeing if you're.
It's not just you.
It's not just you no more.
It's not just you.
And I see that a lot now, and I'm like, man, like if I'm building what I'm building, like I know if I have kids, I know I'm gonna want to have to go back home all the time because I want to see them and spend time with them. And it's like, why have that worry on me when like I'm trying to get to the bag? You know, I'm just trying to be on the go all the time, and I know I can find a baby mama that'll be down for that, but if I'm always on the go, eventually the problems are gonna start arising because you're not spending enough time at home. Your kids miss you. Where you at? You're always working, blah, blah, blah. And it's like...
That's why you put them on the jet and they could come see you.
That's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But also you have to... I always stress this to you, the balance. You know, you need some...
Yeah. I want money first, though.
Yeah.
I want to be financially free. I want to break out of this. No, I don't want to worry about saving. I don't want to worry about I don't got it. I don't want to worry about I can't do that right now. I don't. And that, I think right now, because maybe I haven't met anybody right now, that means more to me than trying to find love. Like, I don't be outside looking, like, I don't be chasing. I'm not in the mix to really, you know, make anything happen. Yeah, I'm just at work. So if anything did happen, it'll be from someone at work.
Or maybe at the grocery store.
I guess.
Maybe.
I don't really grocery shop because I just buy from work.
Oh.
You know, I'm already there.
Maybe on a walk maybe start walking.
Yeah, but see, like, okay, that's good. Change. That's what I need to change about myself as well. I need to change physical activity. I need to start working out. And I've been saying that, but I need physical activity. And I'm telling myself, and hopefully I hold myself accountable. And I'm really gonna try it this time, like for real. I told myself that once I run out of my mota, I'm not gonna buy no more. Ooh. I basically don't have any more. I probably have like a bowl left or two, and I'm out. And I told myself, don't buy anymore, because I know the pressure. I know the change that will come in all my work ethic if I just stop smoking. To be honest. I'll be tired way less. I'll be up more. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't need the hours of sleep that I need. I'll be cool off like 4 hours because I don't really get sleepy when I don't smoke. I barely get hungry, so I don't always have to worry about what I'll have to eat. I just need to eat one time a day. That's
No
it.
munchies.
No munchies. No distractions, really. And I keep telling myself, like, if you feel like smoking, go work out, go run, go do some, jump rope, do something. If you feel like smoking, go book interviews. Try to find a guest to do something creative, like use your time. Because if you realize that you have an addictive personality to certain things, like find hobbies that are gonna benefit you to get addicted to. Get addicted to creating. Get addicted to doing certain things.
Get into a more positive activity.
I'm addicted to potting. This is definitely an addiction.
But it's not.
You think so?
You're not. It's a different. Yeah, it's a positive.
It's a what?
It's not a negative. Addiction.
No,
is
it's not.
It's not a negative. It's
Unless
not
you're
like,
toxic potter.
Oh well.
Hey, they get lit quick.
So, do you feel like you want to change your physical location? Do you feel like,
honestly, Nicole, everything.
You're just ready
like
for that?
I want to get ripped. I want physically I want to look way better. Like financially I want to get way better. Like I want to fix my smile. I want to glow up already, to be honest. Like for real. And I want a new spot to live in, which that can happen already. But I'm in Cali. I'm where I need to be at if I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do. But I guess what I'm saying is I just need nicer things. I want to be able to travel when I want to travel. I want to be able to just be on my time. So I need everything to change. But I do want a new environment. I'm tired of stepping out my door and seeing the same thing every day. I'm tired of the same route to work every day. And I get it. Take different routes to work so you don't feel like but it's only so many routes you can take. Like,
right.
Relax.
Yeah, for real.
Relax, y'all. I hate that. Like take different routes. I get that, but like even that too. Sometimes like I hate when I start feeling like a robot, and I hate when I start feeling routine. Because I don't like routine, but I need to switch up routine. So like say 1 week I just do a certain type of workout, then the next week I do another type of workout, and then the following week I do the one that I did the prior. That way I can always do it like that. But if I'm I don't get how people can wake up, go to the gym, do this, do that before they go to like work or something. Like to me it's always the same thing every day. So I feel like you're programmed. You're literally programmed. And I don't like that.
You don't run on that program.
I like spontaneous stuff.
Spontaneity.
I like that. I like sorpresas. That's why when people ask me like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do after work today? And it's like I don't know, because the homie can be like, yo, what you doing today? You're trying to do this? All right, cool. Let's go do it. A girl can hit me up, oh, just smoke. All right, cool, come through. Someone can always hit you up for something randomly. So that's why I never know what I'm really doing unless I'm going to like a trip or an event or, I'm making the day out of something. But
do these changes that you're trying to make happen do you want to be more social? Like go to events,
Yeah. I need to change that too. I need to change. I actually battle with that in my head a lot, like changing as far as going out there and really touching the streets and touching the people and really putting my face out there, or just keep doing what I'm doing, forget everybody, just do it your way, post and get yourself cracking, so then no one can say, oh yeah, I had a hand in that, or I linked you up with this person, so I'm constantly battling with that because I see people like look at academics. Everyone denied academics and he created a platform for himself. And now, regardless if he's still hated, it's him. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what was the question?
If you're just planning on being more social and all of the changes that you're trying to make.
I'm trying to work, Nicole, and doing this is being social. So
do you feel that if you're not going to move? Like, let's say you're staying in the same house. Maybe, do you want to just switch the decor? Maybe that would give you
My house is not homey. It's very, like, minimal bachelor vibes. Like, my living room isn't a traditional living room. I have, like, the couches pushed to the side. Because that's where we chill and create at, Like that's where everyone rolls up in, like in the living room. It's all spacious. We have the TV there. We play music in there. That's where all the creative juices get flowing. Here is where we work, so it's different in here. But I don't have like frames on my walls. I don't have anything really on my walls. Everything's just empty. I don't have a dining room set. The whole dining room area is my dog's areas. Is their whole area. I saw my dining room set. So that's why, like, and there's no one lives here either. It's just me. My room isn't decorated. It has no vibe to it. And I never been a person to make my room look like dope, you know?
Oh,
like I never care to put like posters on my wall, put this on my wall, make it look cool. I just never been that person, you know? So yeah, I can see how it can get depressing too sometimes. But I can't wait to. It sounds rude, but I want the dogs to be gone already too, because I'm tired of the hair being everywhere too. So I'm that person that I hate. Like I said this on the cleaning episode. I hate cleaning and then I have to clean like again right away.
Right.
And like with dog hair, nothing stays clean. As soon as they're walking in and out the house, so it's just always hair and it's like annoying. So I just honestly, Nicole, what I really want to change is that I don't want to worry about anything but me. And right now it is that, but I worry about dogs. I worry about the house bills. There's stuff that I still have to worry about, but I don't want to worry about anything besides potting and just me focusing on what I want to do. I don't want nothing holding me back at all anymore. Whether it be a pet, whether it be a person, whether it be family, whether it be friends. Like I need that to fully change in my life.
Do you think it would be easier for you to handle change if you had all that financial stability? Yeah.
Say that again? Would I be able to handle it?
Like, would you just be indifferent to it? Would you not be reluctant to change or feel some type of way if you were like, oh, well, I have money, it doesn't matter?
That's a good question. Like, if you have a lot of money, I think you're stuck in your ways a lot too. That's why I'm kind of happy that I'm changing my mentality and changing the way I look at things, because of when the money does come, hopefully I have a good mindset when that comes in. Hopefully I'm still hungry. I think I'll still be hungry when the money comes in. Because I just want to create. And there's so many ideas. There's always going to be ideas. There's always going to be, like I said, we can pod forever. Like, just imagine when we get to imagine where we could be at when we get to episode 500. Like, we just don't know. Yeah, by episode 700, it could be a TV show. We could be on you just don't know. You know what can happen with this.
You just don't know what it could be. Yeah.
So I'm glad that I don't have all this money on me right now and then trying to create a podcast, because then there's no creativity there. You don't have to do it. You got the money already. There's no hungriness in it, you know? Now it's just literally for fun.
Right.
And whatever happens. In the beginning, it was like that for me, but now it's just like I'm realizing this is what I want to do career-wise, business. This is what I want to do in my life. It sounds crazy to people. Ideas always sound crazy until they work.
Right.
It sounds crazy to people, but
yep.
Y'all gonna be mad when I'm making money off talking. Y'all gonna be mad when I drop clothes and just sell out all the time. Y'all gonna be mad when we do these live shows and we sell out tickets. Like, people don't understand the multi-million-dollar business this can become. Because it sounds so far-fetched right now. Obviously, it does. Because, okay, you can't. What work have we put in, Nicole? 6 months? Like, think about it. Like, a business is gonna get popping in 6 months, yo. We're not co-signed. We have no one in the industry that's putting us on. No one's giving us a shot. This is me thinking. Yeah, but this is really like me thinking that I know what I'm doing visually and audio wise, and trying to make something hot. And obviously, you coming on board, just this is obviously makes the show. But then everything else after is like, it's who knows, if it's hit or miss. It's a lot. But I didn't want to make this conversation about potting and like that. But how about you, Mija? You went through a lot of change growing up, no?
Yeah, I went through a lot of change.
At a young age, though?
At a young age. I went to 3 different elementary schools.
By what grade? By 3rd grade? First, second, third was all different schools?
So kindergarten, 1st grade was one school. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th was another school. I went to 6th grade for the 3rd school. Then the junior high that I was supposed to go to, they changed the boundaries. So I ended up going to a different junior high. Then the high school that I could literally walk to from my parents' house, they changed the boundaries, and they were like, "Oh, we want you to go to this school instead." So I had to take a bus to high school. So I always, from a young age, it was just changed. But I think children, I don't know. Plus, my parents didn't make it seem like it was a big deal. Oh, you're going to go to a new school, or you're moving from Daly City to Sacramento, which I was very reluctant to that change. I did not want to move. I didn't want to be friends with the kids in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I did not. I was like, nope, I don't want this. I was so upset because my grandparents were my neighbor. I was leaving them. That was like a huge...
When you were at the apartment building with them?
And so now it's like they're 2 hours away. I can't just go down the stairs.
Yeah.
So that was all, for me, that was hard.
But but as a kid, how do you process that? Like, does it feel like change, or just feels like...
The move felt like change. The move.
It affects you.
It did affect me. I was just like, nope, I don't like this. And, I started a new school in Sacramento. I got teased. So that didn't help. I didn't really have a lot of friends. Like, I had friends in the neighborhood. Then I had made friends in the neighborhood. Then it's like, oh, you're getting teased. And then...
Yeah.
All of that. I went to a whole new school for 6th grade. I was in this like advanced 6th grade class. And it's like, I was going to a school prior to that where I was always the smartest kid. Now you're not the smartest kid in the class. Now you're around people who might be smarter than you, who are smarter than you.
Yeah. Now
it's like, I'm uncomfortable. And so that's always been tough. Like, I feel like that affected something with, in some twisted way, that I feel like when I'm at a job, like right now at this job, I'm going to be there. It's going to be 2 years in December, right? I'm already like, when am I going to go? I never want, it's like, because there was so much change, I feel like in some way mentally, it's like, I can't stay here. I got to keep moving. I can't get comfortable here. So I'm going to just take off and do it before I build these solid relationships with people.
So you like change?
I think I just move and groove with change. I don't know if I like it. I think that I have this...
Well, you don't resist it if you always have the itch to switch something up.
Like, even right now with, like, we kind of talk behind the scenes, but like with Healing with Nicole and just like Instagram and like, what am I trying to do? And I have like... this week, it was a lot of like, wow, I got to let this part go, but I'm ready to change this part. I'm ready to show up for Healing with Nicole in this way, because it's me, like being more pivoting. But I think
real ones pivot. Telling y'all, real ones pivot.
That's going on you already know what I'm talking about. But I think that sometimes we feel this weird resistance towards change because we don't know what's going to happen. It's that fear of the unknown.
Yes, fear, Nicole, because the grass ain't always greener. But are we programmed to think the grass isn't always greener? Like, do people tell you that so you don't make the change? Because the change could be the best thing that happened in your life.
And like this job that I'm at right now, the reason why I made the change was because at my last job, I could have done my boss's job. I was practically doing my boss's job. I was literally going to the team members like, y'all are doing a great job. We're the top team on the floor. Let's get this money. And then it was like, no appreciation, no love. Okay, you're giving me a good review, but you want to keep... That's the problem. People don't like to see you change either because they want to keep you where it's comfortable for them. Because my boss, they don't want to be uncomfortable now. Because my boss would always be like, well, make sure you take your time and, make sure you think about it. And that's when I was just like, I took the leap.
Yeah.
I went during COVID.
And you know why? Because they don't want to make. They probably feel the same way, but they ain't trying to make that change in their life. So they're projecting that fear into you.
Yeah.
Like you really like.
Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that? And it's like in my mind, I was just so fed up mentally and emotionally being at that job. I knew I was number one. I was a top performer for months. What does that mean? Great. You see the stats. Great.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm number one. The team's number one.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a bonus. I'm not getting anything from this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to take a leap with a job that I've never done, a whole different place. Yeah, I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I get really like with this job because the comfort of my last job, I knew everything. You could ask me I was helping people on the floor. Like, yeah, I got you. What's your question? Here, I'm going to take the call for you. Oh, you got an escalation? Let me handle it.
Yeah.
Like I was so comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like in that comfort, I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. It's no growth and comfort.
And so at this job, it's like I'm constantly, and that's where, you know, like the taking things personal, because my boss will be like, it's okay if you don't get this perfect.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal when I tell you, hey, make this edit or look at these numbers instead. And it's just like, but then that's part of, you know, the ebb and flow of change.
Changing your ways sometimes.
Of
too.
how I'm not going to be number one everywhere I go. It's not going to be that easy. But even though I am, you know, I strive to be the best, but I give myself a lot of mental turmoil, unnecessary mental turmoil, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you know, like, and I think about a lot of things.
That's a good way to put it. Unnecessary. What do you say? Unnecessary mental turmoil.
I do that.
Right there. That's another quote right there. But yeah,
that's another one. But
that's a good one.
It's just on stuff and realizing okay, I need to change this about myself because I know I think a certain way, or I know that I will just, if I don't make a list, I will just go off and just la la la.
And that's a good segue to that's me changing to the way you like to do things too.
And just being able to understand that, okay, this is but see, like you pivoted, I pivoted, and then we're like, wow, this is a really good way.
It was a good pivot.
We're both benefiting from it. Because now we're like,
we're finding better and efficient ways for the workflow to happen.
Processes, like, and that just goes into the vision of this isn't small. It's like I started listening to this video about mindset change. Like earlier you were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And the audio, it's a TikTok audio, and it's like my bank account has 12 million, and it's like a 12 million figure of money. Yeah. I have $12 million in my bank account. Mm-hmm. I don't have worry about bills. It's like some little audio to change because they're like, if you start to listen to that, your subconscious mind, it's like, no, you don't. You don't have 12,000. You don't have 12 million. You don't even have 1,200. You know, like that's where your subconscious mind is going. Yeah. But if you start to push and force that change, the subconscious mind is going to be like, yes, it is possible for you to have 12 million. It's possible for you to have 12 billion, whatever you want to believe. So with the changes and the pivots that we've made with this, it's because we're like making this bigger container for what it could be. Yeah.
And you honestly just inspired next week's Plática, because all changes, this only works with discipline. Yeah. Change only, like you can only change you for the better with even when it comes to messing up your life, right? In order to even do that, you have to discipline yourself to always do something bad every day of your life to get to that point.
Yep.
Discipline creates the change. And like maybe we'll have that conversation next week, because discipline's a big one too, that lately I've been telling myself that in order to change what I don't like about myself, like the little things, like me, like just smoking, me doing little things like that
contributes.
Just me working out, like that's gonna be discipline, bro. The same way you discipline yourself to show up here every week.
Today's recording day. This is what we got to get done.
And even how you were just saying though, like adapting to the new ways of how we're the workflow and making things efficiently, like that takes discipline too. Like we're putting way more pressure on ourselves that the discipline has to be there. Because
it just makes sense too, though, because if we want the end goal to be something large, we can't be doing little, like you always say, we're applying pressure because we don't want to stay here.
Yeah. Pressure, man. Applying pressure creates the change too, y'all. Like,
I mean, diamonds are created, they say, from pressure. So I'm not trying to just be a little piece of coal.
Hey, Nicole, though. Call Nicole. Nicola. How do you say it in Spanish?
Nicolasa.
Nicolasa. That's the wild of me.
I know. That was...
Sound like a Fabiola.
I worked with a Fabiola one time.
Oh, Olga. That's an ugly name, I ain't gonna lie.
Now you're gonna get
Change
some
your
haters.
name. Change your name.
All the Olgas are gonna come after you now.
Change your name. But I honestly feel like that's why a lot of people are reluctant to change, Nicole, because we just it's really fear. But I think we just been conditioned and programmed to believe that the change isn't always better. Like, are you sure you want? Like you said, are you sure you want to do that? Like, it's just instilling that and projecting that fear, and it makes people question it. But and like I said, I always say that quote, Nicole. I always say, but the grass may not always be greener over there. But if you're really perceiving it like that, it ain't gonna be greener when you go over there, bro. You're already looking at it negatively.
But you could always take that leap and say, okay, well, someone told me this week. Stop saying what if.
Yeah, for sure.
And just say, for example, like with the job and podcasting and having a business, right? This person that I was talking to said, I said to her, well, what if I can't do it? And she's like, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
Why don't you rephrase that into the podcast, my business, and my job? Why can't you have it all?
Yeah. And
I was just like, she's like, every time you say what if, she's like, rephrase it. I was like, wow. Because that's why, the fear is what if? Yeah. Oh, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? Well, you learn from it.
Yeah.
We just want things to just be so tranquilito, sin problema.
We want it to be handed to us, Nicole. We don't want to work for it. You know, I've been there. I've had that mentality. But I understand that you're not gonna build what you want to build having that mentality. You're not gonna build trying to find someone to leech off so you can get the clout off them. Like, that don't work, yo.
It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't.
Like, put the work in. Build your network. I mean, build your platform.
Build yourself.
Exactly.
I literally, okay, so I was on TikTok. I try not to be on there for too long, but there's good and bad in everything, right? And there was this woman on TikTok sharing how you can take free courses. She's like, if you want to learn a skill, she was like giving free game. You can go to these websites and learn how to do accounting, how to do this, how to do that. These are skills you could put on a resume. Are you afraid? These jobs, she just was giving out free game because I get so scared sometimes to apply for a higher level. And she's like, why wouldn't you apply for a job that's going to pay you more? And they have to train you. They're paying you to teach you. I was like, wow. But we ourselves, the mind is like, nope, be comfortable. Don't step out of the box.
You already know how to do this. You show up to work and it's so easy for you. So you have to go learn something new. And it doesn't mean that. So that's what I mean. But and then you know what happens sometimes? A lot of times with change, like, a lot of doors open up for you. The people you don't even know you're gonna meet in certain situations. You never know where you're gonna end up. And yes, it may not always be good. You know, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. I'm gonna be real with you guys. It's not always greener.
Facts.
But it's also how you make it. It's also, you can't. I just feel like sometimes the change is beneficial. It gets you out of funks, yo. Like, think about it, Nicole. Like, there's so much nice things out here in this world to look at and see. There's so much dope art that God has made, this matrix has given us. But people are just so, like, this is like just looking at what they look at. Like, being okay with not changing their environment, seeing better things. It's like, man, nah, I can't live my life like that. There's just so much out here to do that I need to change how I approach life to get to where I want to get to. And before, yeah, dad was a crutch. Dad had the money. Dad was always looking out for us. He didn't mind spending on us. But now dad's not here. That changed, bro.
Yeah.
Wake up call. Now you what you gonna do? Cause now moms don't got it the same way dad got it. So what you gonna do? Now the pressure really here. Now it's really making that decision. Do I want a pot or not? Am I gonna continue to do this or not? Do I have is this worth it? To a lot of people, I look crazy. All that time, energy, emotion, sweat I'm putting into this and not seeing not a dime back from this. But I understand it. That's okay, y'all. That's okay. Because I know we're working towards something. Now, in 2 years, if we're still at the same level, then yeah, I'll have a check-in with y'all. Maybe we reconsider something. But I don't see that being the case.
Not 21 episodes in and what we've been through and what we've gone through to this point.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, put the work in, y'all. Change your mindset, change your work ethic. Even that, like, change your environment, yo. Change the people you hang out with. Change the people you hang out with.
Change who you follow on social media.
Oh, man.
Change that.
That's a fact. Change what you look at. Change what you intake.
Change what you watch.
I don't know about all that.
But I'm saying, I'm not saying get rid of what you watch. I'm just saying change what you watch. That's where the add, I'm using what I was taught this week. So it's like before I used to listen to a lot of toxic rap or, just but lately I've been on this, I don't know why I've been listening to classical music because they say it's good for the mind. I've been incorporating that. La Russell, he puts me in a really good, positive mood. And I still listen to Moneybagg Yo when I'm on the way to the gym, because I love him, okay. But just I'm adding.
Yeah.
Just adding.
Yeah. But man, people are just so hesitant to change. What's the difference between hesitant and reluctant?
Oh.
The same thing?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Because people just gotta change. It's just everything, yo. Don't be scared of change. Change is good. Change is growth. Don't change and go downwards. Change and go upwards. Because change scares everyone. I'm not even gonna lie, man. So much people stop themselves from accomplishing their dreams or goals because they're scared to change their environment, their circle of friends, their job, everything, man.
The drive.
And it's easier said than done. And it really is. And if you have kids too, it's more of a challenge because now it's harder to do a change if you really have a job that's providing, but you're not happy. But it's a lot that goes into it. So
when you are reluctant to do something, it basically means you're not willing to do it. You are against it. You don't want to do it. However, when you are hesitant to do something, you're just like, nah. That's how I feel. You're like, nah. But when you are hesitant to do something, it could be either don't like it or there's something that makes you wonder or pause for a while.
Yeah, you're considering it then, huh? And reluctance just straight out like, nah.
You're like, nah, no.
Yeah, I'm cool off that.
Immediately, no.
Okay, so I guess I'm not reluctant to change then. I'm hesitant.
Hesitant.
I'm hesitant to change. Yeah, for sure. For sure, hesitant to it. And it's funny because there's levels of like you know how we were talking about I lost my train of thought. Fear of I lost my train of thought. I hate it. That's something I gotta change about myself. And I know
with the change, you're gonna have a better memory.
You already know.
Maybe add some ginkgo biloba if you're not already taking it.
I need to get back on all of that. See, even that too. I dropped the ball on a lot of my health things that I was doing too. So that's not good. I just really been on yeah, cause I just feel like when you care more about all that stuff and having your supplements, having all that stuff, you're just spending a lot more money in. Right now, I'm really been on a noodle diet. Not noodle diet, but I've been on a rice and fish diet, rice and meat diet. Just very simple stuff that I can just buy a lot of meat and just cook a bunch of rice and then not spend a lot of money on food. Make a bunch of spaghetti, you know, just a lot of things like that. Because right now my time is efficient. And the way these reels take time, yo, like, no. But personal life, kind of non-existent right now.
Do you think that you should change that?
No, I'm not mad. I mean, I have a personal, I can have one. Like, if I can make the time. Like yesterday, I didn't have to go to my cousins, but I just told myself, just go kick it with them for like 2 hours.
That's healthy.
But I don't mind if I don't. Like, I haven't seen him in a minute. That's why I went. I haven't seen like the last 3 weeks. And usually I see him at least once a week. But the pod, I don't know, I guess I really just been busy with the pod and everything happened with my grandma too. So it was just a lot of, I was just wasn't available to people. Still ain't, so don't bother.
Oh, dang. We might have to get a scheduler for you so you could schedule people in.
Nah, only people I got to tap in with me is you and Dennis right now anyway. So the only people that cause my phone stay on do not disturb. It's on, but now you can have the iOS, the new iOS. You can set to certain people that you still get the notifications from.
Ah, wow.
So everyone's on do not disturb, but you, like, certain people that can have direct access to me, they're available.
Oh.
Yeah.
VIP.
Everyone else is not. But no one knows I'm on do not disturb because I have the option to not notify people. So yeah.
If you didn't know, now you know.
If you don't know, I think I gotta listen to the episodes, not just the reels.
Fact.
Okay. What are some life-changing moments in your life, Nicole?
Wow.
That you had past, present, future, or yes, past and present. I guess past. Duh.
Change. Okay. Here's one. I was in a relationship with someone and I lived with them. We were in a relationship for 3 years. We were living together. And then I was like, it just wasn't working. It wasn't a healthy relationship. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to move out.
And that was life-changing because you already had that safety net to be...
I had an apartment. You know, I liked my apartment. There are so many changes that had happened during that time. I was a desk collector at this little law office, and I had gotten my pharmacy tech license. I had applied for a pharmacy tech position, and the company had called me and said, well, we could give you a pharmacy clerk position. Excuse me. We can give you a pharmacy clerk position. It doesn't pay as much as a pharmacy tech, but how we do it here is, you know, because you don't really have a lot of experience as a pharmacy tech, you know, if you do a really good job as a pharmacy clerk, we'll consider you in about a few months. It's up to you, like, depending on how hard of a worker you are.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go for it. And then shortly after, it was like, oh, I'm moving out of this apartment. And, I got a pharmacy tech in like 3 months. It was like, boom, we want you. We like your work ethic. And then
you never had to move back in with your parents?
I did move back in with my parents, but it was like short. Because I ended up moving in with a roommate and I was just like, okay. It was just like quick, you know? So I was scared because I was just like, how am I going to make money? Is this going to work?
But why was moving out like so life changing? Because like I said, was it like that safety net? Like he was taking care of you or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I think it was just life changing because I realized at that moment that this relationship was going nowhere. And everyone thought that we were going to get married and we were going to do this. And
you were super serious with him then? A few years in?
Yeah. We were together for 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. That is life changing. Yeah.
And then it was just like, I don't see myself having a kid with this person. Mm-hmm. This person is we had some fun times together, but it wasn't going to be a long-term thing.
Yeah.
And I had to do what I had to do, you know? So that one was really a lot. I don't know. I was talking to someone this week about change and she made the comment of, you definitely haven't had a problem cutting people out of your life. And
You.
that's, yeah, me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to do that with a lot of family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been really hard. But I don't think that I would be here in this position where I'm at now if I didn't do that. Sometimes you just got to cut people out because they're not contributing to your life in a positive manner.
Gotta change your friends, yo.
You got to change. Sometimes, even if it's blood, like sometimes blood
And
relative,
family, yeah, and
sometimes
family too.
blood relatives don't, you know, the reality is some of them could be toxic.
Yeah. That's a fact.
And you could love people from a distance and wish them the best. And you know, after my abuelita passed away, that was probably one of the hardest things I had to do. But I was like, everybody needs to live their own life. And
That was another life-changing event.
yeah, because my dad's mom passed away the day before Thanksgiving. And then my mom's mom passed away right before Christmas in the same year.
Yeah, that's wild.
That was just like, you know, just
Back to back, a month apart, basically.
mhm.
That's definitely losing both grandmas that especially the one that you're super close to, definitely can be
Yeah.
life changing. Yeah, we have so many reels of you talking about your grandma.
Yeah, both my grandmas, I mean, my grandma was in Nicaragua, so that's why we weren't close. But when we were together, it was like us, you know. I had that strong bond with both of them. And that was tough for me.
Yeah,
And one of the biggest changes that I had to do was going to group therapy, which I never wanted to do. I was reluctant.
Yeah.
But that was one of the best things for me. That was one of the best things for me that got me through that. So.
And what do you feel like? What lessons did you learn from those life-changing events? Like you moving out of the apartment, and then just you losing your grandma. Like, did it teach you anything about yourself? Were there things that just came to light to you? Like,
I have a tendency to forget this. I'm a very strong person. I forget that often that I can carry a lot of emotional baggage. I carry a lot.
People's baggage too, which is
it's not even
the
mine.
Cancer in you, but
yeah, it's not even mine. So it's like, but just reminding myself, like, oh, and it's not the end of the world. No matter like how many thoughts go through your mind, it's not the end. Like,
yeah,
there's always there's hope.
I mean, that's probably the biggest life changing event for me was losing my father, for sure. RIP to your dad, but definitely, that was life changing. But I didn't. Dropping out of college was life changing.
Oh, yep.
That was life changing to me.
For me too. I was like,
because I remember when I decided I was on campus and I had just talked to the dean, and I was in the car with my cousin because we used to go to school together. She's one of the next door to me, and we just carpool together. And we're in the car chilling before our class, and I had just had the conversation with the dean, and we're talking in the car. And I remember when I told her, I was like, I'm gonna drop out. And she goes, and we always had that like conversation just jokingly, because she wanted to do it too, but she knew that her household wouldn't have her mom and dad wouldn't have like that. It wouldn't have gone well with them. So she just, she went through college. She graduated and everything. So, shout out to her. But like, I remember on the car and I told her, yo, I'm going to drop out. And, she's so used to carpooling with me. Now she had to figure out how to start doing, going by herself. So she said, what, really? You going to drop out? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to drop out. And she goes, what are you going to do? And I was just like, I'm going to do this raw. I'm going to do this raw thing. Because at the time, it wasn't OB. I was doing raw. I was doing Reveal Another World. And I'm going to do this raw thing, yo. I'm going to do t-shirts. I'm going to do like, I wanted to do clothes. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And she's like, what, really? You're just going to drop out? I'm just like, yo, I'm on academic probation. Like, and the dean, that conversation that I had with the dean, like, it was a life-changing moment too. She was like, she saw my GPA and everything, and she's the first thing she asked, like, before I even discuss all this, do you want to be here? And then right away, I was just like, yo, this is how we're starting. I kind of started thinking about it because I didn't have a real answer because the real me wanted to say no. But then it's like, is the dean I'm talking to? Should I play it cool? Should I be professional? Just say, yeah, you know, play the game. Like, be politically correct. And I said, and I kind of like, she saw me hesitate to answer. So she was like, cause based off, you know, your GPA and your grades, I don't feel like you want to be here. And then that's why I was like, I don't think I do. And she goes, well, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you into? I started breaking down what I was into, and she goes, you could always change your, you know, your how do you say it? Your degree,
your major, yeah,
and start going for like, you know, graphic arts or, you know, this, you know, and all that. And, but she was like, but honestly, like, if that's what you're trying to do, like, maybe take some time off of school, you know, go figure it out and just, you know, see what you could do without school.
Right.
That was life changing. And I remember I was just like, this is an older white lady too, you know? It wasn't like someone that I felt was like, she had the interest to look out for me, but she did. So she was like, I say you go figure this out. Like you could take a semester off and you won't get it. You'll still be enrolled even if you take a semester off. So you don't have to re-register or nothing like that. So just take a semester off, see what you could do. And if you know, if you decide what you want to do and come back, then come back. But this reflects that you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. I don't. And I made the decision, and lucky enough, I had the parents that, you know, my dad. All he said was, "Well, don't waste my money. If you don't want to go, don't go."
Smart.
You know. So it wasn't a big deal to drop out, but that was definitely, it was life changing because I quickly realized, okay, this ain't gonna be as easy as I thought. Doing this clothing ain't gonna be as easy. This is before I realized like you gotta put the work in, right? This is me just thinking I can make something here and there, and my friends from high school will make it pop. Like nah, it goes so much deeper. So that was definitely a big life changing moment.
Another life changing moment for me was when I decided that I wanted to be sober and no longer be a drug addict.
Nicole. Now you're talking. Now you're podding.
Yeah, that was the biggest change. That was.
Do you remember where you were at when you said, "I'm done with this," or did it happen like just slowly?
Yeah.
Like
no, yeah. So I was like to the point where I was just so deep in my addiction where I had a friend. I brought him up, my buddy James. He got mad at me, yelled at me. I was like, whatever, you know. Yeah. I was in situations. I was around people who were just, you know, the
bad news. Just, yeah. Cops,
you know, I changed my phone number. I changed my phone. Like there were times where I just take the cell phone. This is before iPhones, obviously. I just toss the cell phone out the window because I was like, we're hot, you know, like
you're on the prepaid phones, huh?
Yeah. I went through like 5. Wow. And I was, you know, I had people telling me like, oh, you know, like you're around these people, and literally I was thinking about, I had someone who was a dealer who was like, oh, you know, you're so smart. You're so this, like you have a good head on your shoulders. I'm like, I'm just a drug addict. Like, you know, and I started weaning off of, you know, cocaine and all that. And so I will say this, he did help facilitate that change. Wow. But how to make sure not to cuss right now, where people got me messed up is that they think that because they help you, you owe them. And that's where he got me messed up. That's a bar. And I was still hanging around these people. Maybe I wasn't doing this. Oh, I was kind of doing this. Oh, I'm not doing that much. You know, it was always like a little excuse. And I got clean for a little bit. You know, my friend Mark, he got killed. That
life changing.
I was not expecting that. And then I was like, I gotta go. Like I was out of the city for a while. I was in another town. I was on the weekend. You couldn't find me basically. Like I would sleep here, but I was over here, you know? And that's when I got addicted to opioids. And then I started doing coke again. You know, I was taking Oxycontins. I wasn't even, you know, I was snorting Oxycontins, and sheesh. I was with someone who was also doing that too. It was a very codependent, and I was just, what changed is that he had 2 kids and he didn't really have them all the time. But when he had them at the house, I was like, nope, not going to do anything because we got these kids, you know, like that always stuck. Morality, even through the darkest of times. But then when we didn't have the kids, we would go to a friend's house and he would just heavy just on the oxys and the, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the house, this person's house. I was like, where's your wife? And he's like, oh, she's mad at me. She's gone. I was like, oh, okay. And then I remember just, you know, we're just going in and I hear a baby crying. And I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, well, I need to really lay off this. Like, I hear a baby crying and nobody like moved or anything. And so I get up and, you know, you look into the hallway and I'm like, I still hear this baby crying.
Yeah.
And so I go back and there's a baby. There's his toddler. And I'm like,
no,
my heart, like it still hurts. It sank because I'm like, and I remember I was like, I was so, you know, it's like, okay, I just, and then I'm just like, what do I do? Like, I'm an addict. They're all addicts in this house. This poor child is crying. Why is he crying? And so he's like, Baba, you know, he wants his Baba. And I'm like, okay. So I go into the kitchen and I'm like, hey, like your kid is here. Cause now I'm hot. Cause then I was like 0 to 1,000. There was no filter on me. I didn't care who you were. Yeah. And he's like, he probably wants his bottle. It's just, I don't know. He just didn't care.
He was high and he didn't care.
Yeah. He didn't care. And so this was a life-changing moment for me because I grabbed the bottle out of the fridge and I was like, wow, this is really cold. So I was like, okay, I'm going to heat it up. So I got the pan out and I'm like, using the kitchen. Like, I don't like using the kitchen when I'm like all messed up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I get the bottle out and then I'm like, the morality somewhere, just the little angel was like, what are you doing? But I remember taking my wrist because I was like, I don't know if this is too hot for the baby to drink. Like, I don't want this kid to like burn his throat. Yeah. So I take this towel and I'm holding the bottle and I'm doing this, like shaking to, you know, you get the little drops of milk. But I was so high that I couldn't feel it. And I was burning myself and I didn't know. And I'm like, I was like, when am I going to feel this? I remember I was just getting so mad, but I wasn't mad at the child. I wasn't mad. I was mad at myself, but it wasn't my problem. Yeah. And so I remember just like, how am I going to do? Like, I need someone to, and then some people had walked in and I was like, are you high? And they're like, nah, we just came to pick up. I'm like, tell me if this milk is hot. And they're like, yeah, it's hot. It's way too hot. And I had seen the dots on my arm. I had burned myself. They're like, hold on, we're going to cool it down. I was like, this baby needs this bottle. And that was like a click, like, whoa.
That was a whole episode right there.
That was a whole click, right? So then, you know, the person I'm dating at the time, the next morning we get his kids. I'm making breakfast. I'm reliving the night before. I'm like, I feel so terrible as a human being. Yeah. And I go into the living room and it's crazy how things will transpire a certain way in your life. Sometimes a change just comes. And the kids were watching cartoons and I look on the ground and there's an 80 milligram Oxycontin on the ground. And I'm like, I just was so mad. Like, because it wasn't me. It was him. Because he said he didn't have any more, you know, because we're getting the kids and this and this and that. And he was older than me, too. He was a lot older than me. I was in my 20s dealing with this. Like, I didn't have to entertain all this, like cooking breakfast for kids that aren't mine. So I took that Oxy and I flushed it down the toilet. He woke up and he knew that he was missing it. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he was like, nothing. Yeah, because you lied. If a kid had ingested that, they would be dead. So I didn't say anything and I just started packing my bag. I was like, this isn't my life. This isn't the life I want. You know? And then he's like, I said, I found the Oxy. I flushed it down the toilet. He was so mad at me. He slammed me into the wall. I got slammed into a wall. Then I was like, oh, now I'm really out. Like I'm out. I hugged the kids. I was like, I'm going to go. There's your breakfast. And I never looked back after that.
Wow. That's a life-changing event.
That is, yeah. And it hurt. It really hurt. But I was like, I can't be associated to these type of people.
No, you can't. You sure can't.
Not at all. And like, that's why when people say, oh, you know, this and that, you can change your circle. You could change who you want to be. That was in the past. That doesn't define who I am today.
Oh yeah, good sister. That was that's life-changing for sure.
That's life-changing.
Yeah. I don't think I could top that.
I wouldn't want anybody to ever be in that situation. But sometimes, where would I don't know where I would be. I probably wouldn't even be alive if I hadn't made that change.
Well, yeah, we definitely wouldn't be sitting here right now.
No.
Doing this.
Nope.
Crazy. Let me see, another life-changing event of mine. Losing your virginity.
Ooh.
And it's just life-changing because, you know, it just as a dude, you start feeling yourself after, you know, the first time you do all that, and you feel like a man, you know, you're not, you're still a little kid, but you like that's definitely life-changing because you look at life differently too. You start feeling yourself. You start, you know, like obviously girls start coming into the picture more and stuff like that. So I think that's a life-changing event in anybody's. Well, it depends, you know, because some people get abused, and
yeah,
that's their first way. Yeah, so
and that's not a
that's life-changing too, but in a negative way,
in a negative
dark way.
Yeah,
in a dark way, but. Like when it's consensual, you guys are both young, and it's, you know, it's fun and
exciting,
and nerve-wracking. You know, you don't know if you're gonna perform or not. Like, you know, you can you know, finish fast, and like everything's just amazing. You know, just a hand feels good on just someone's hand. So like, yeah. And then I think that another big life-changing event or life-changing thing for me would be not even an event, a thing would be podding. Yeah. Podcasting has been life-changing for me.
Podcasting has been an experience for sure, a life-changing one.
Man, for real, it really has been. And even earlier when we were talking about like the pod, like I think that's why like we use this pod to even process a lot of like just our emotions and our our feelings.
Pain.
Yeah. Because the first episode we did, Nicole, was talking about the change in my life with the death and how I've been affected, you know, and all that stuff. So, and I think that's like therapy. That's the therapy right there too. But the podding has just been amazing, man. The people I've met because of podding, like you, like we met because of podding. They, you know, just the people in my area too, the Pachamamas I met because of podding, my barber that I have now was because of podding, like yeah, it's crazy. I've really made some solid relationships. My Kangen water, you know, because of podding, you know, like a lot of this stuff is because of podding, yo. A lot of the relationships that I've built now that I have now, a strictly vegan, you know, a bossy, like all these people is because I've podding.
Because podding.
That's so wild to me, yo. It's crazy. And then it's so early. Just imagine when this really changes my life. Then I can be like, yo, life changing for sure. It got me my first house. It got me my first this. It got me my first that. Like, yo, think about it, yo. It gets deep.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you this, but I think we answered it earlier. What do you need to change about yourself in your life right now to make you a better you?
Ooh,
I feel like I answered that earlier, but what about you?
Yeah, I just think that for me to be a better me, I need to like quiet my thoughts. Like my ego still is so loud sometimes, and not trusting my gut and not listening too much to the
ego.
Yeah. And just being better about keeping my lists in order, keeping the some of the routine that I have, keeping that in place. That helps me function on a higher level. So just continuing to do that and staying on top of it, going to the gym more. I think that's really healthy for me.
Yes.
But
yeah,
sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to go to the gym. I want to watch my show and
Dahmer.
yeah. Okay. So I was going to watch some of it today at lunch, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if I should eat and watch this. I don't know, but
I definitely did.
I'm going to watch it though. I've been wanting to watch Beetlejuice, but tomorrow I'm going to start watching this, even though I had said that I was not going to watch this Jeffrey Dahmer, but I think
Do it for the name of content.
I'm doing it for the name of content.
And reaction.
And react. I'll be like, so.
Yeah. Man. Let's get the vibes back up. That was the
Let's
Plática.
change the vibe.
That was
Yeah.
Plática, man. And honestly, like, we didn't even go based off the outline, which is fine because
We just went with it.
this is kind of like our random episode, a little, and like half and half, right?
Mm.
Because random because I wasn't supposed to come in hot the way I came in hot. We weren't supposed to talk about change right away, but whatever.
We changed it up a little bit with the change episode.
Well, because we didn't start off the way we originally started off. I actually Recalentado. Let's get into the Recalentado segment, real.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that was like I say when I do the reels, I hear certain things and I want to clean certain things up, and you know, a lot of last week's episode of the morality one it was a lot of it's just me talking, but like, because I was hearing one of the reels and I'm like, damn, I sound nasty. Like, people might just think like, oh, Chris is like, he don't care no more. It's F everybody, blah, blah. And it is to an extent, but my morals are intact, y'all. Like, I would not be able to sleep at night knowing that I did someone wrong. Now it's different if like I hurt someone's feelings, like something that's so mediocre, like I'm not gonna lose sleep over, but there's no way I can live with myself knowing that I'm the reason why someone is in the streets. I'm the reason why someone, you know, doesn't have a car or doesn't have, like, I can never be that immoral, you know. But when it comes to, like, you know, business and stuff like that, maybe, you know, I am gonna be immoral. To certain things, you know. I won't be able to sleep at night knowing that, you know, me and Dennis and you build all this, and then it's like I'm doing y'all dirty because I know what y'all did. You know, I know the work you guys put in. So that to me is not right. But so I'm hearing the reel and I'm just like, this sounds like it's F everybody. But I know I'm putting up a show as well. I'm giving you guys a show, so I'm being extra and being funny. But I didn't want to make it seem like I really don't care about nobody.
Clarify,
no, because I know I have morals. You can't tell me otherwise. You know, like, yeah, if you listen to the episode, you're like, this guy is crazy. But like I said, I'm the reason why, you know, my grandma's coming back with us. I'm the reason, like, I still feel, you know why it bothers me that I have this dog here in the backyard, Nicole? Because it's in my conscience and she wants attention and
you can't give it to her.
It's not even that. It's just that, like, Cause she used to live next door right with my uncles. I see how the dog never got attention. She's always in the backyard. They never really go out there to play with her like that. So to me, it's like, I don't treat my dogs like this. My dogs are inside. My dogs get fed well. My dogs is like, they're catered to, right? And it just sucks that, like, I feel bad for this dog because she don't have the attention, but I just can't, not that I don't want, that I can't give her the attention, is that I'm not trying to do that because it's just not my dog either. And it's like, it's not my responsibility. You know, I don't want to add dogs to my rosters. You know, I'm trying to get rid of dogs. But I feel bad for her because the dog just needs attention. The dog just needs someone to pet her. The dog just wants someone to go back in the backyard and chop it up with her. She don't have another dog like my dogs have company. She don't got company. So I feel bad. And then because I'm seeing it, I feel more bad and it's bugging me. So I go out there as much as she bugs me, I still go out there sometimes and play with her a little bit, pet her a little bit, because she never got that like that at her house. She never got petted like that. So, but I know that's my morals, that I feel for this dog, yo. Like, I hate. You know why I feel more for dogs than humans sometimes? Is because dogs are dependent of humans. You know, dogs need us to get fed. Dogs need us for certain things. Like, certain humans is like, you're just lazy, you don't want to do it. Unless you're disabled and handicapped, that's different. I get it. But for the most part, like, dogs need people, yo. They depend on you. And it breaks my heart sometimes when they're treated like just dogs. Like, oh, they're just dogs, so they stay in the backyard. And it's like, man. But now it bugs me because now it's in my reality
your
now.
mind,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
in my house, and I'm seeing her, and it's like, I see her jumping on the window, trying to like looking for attention, and it bugs me. It's like, man. So
Yeah.
I wanted to heat that up.
Okay. It came in hot. It got heated up.
Oh, actually, my bad. Actually, this quote specifically, I wanted to clean up. I said being a person with no morals doesn't matter. Remember, I said that,
Yes.
and it does matter. But I think just business wise, it doesn't matter to me. But when it comes to personal feelings, like people that I genuinely care for personally, that I personally know, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't just act like you don't care and I can just treat you. Because even me, like, Nicole, I'm not the person I'm not talking rude to the people that serve me at a restaurant. I'm not talking rude to people that I'm seeing at the store. You know, I approach everyone with respect. But if you obviously talk to me in a certain type of way, then I'm just going to reciprocate energy, yo. I'm going to be rude. I'm going to probably not say anything back. I'm not going to say thank you. I'm not going to say you welcome or nothing. I'm not going to do none of that. But yeah, just cook up a little. Wanted to heat up a little.
Heat it up.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. It's still cold in the middle, but it's all good. All right. We're gonna get into the fun part of the show, but before we get into the fun part of the show, I gotta get us back grooving. I want to keep it in the same vein.
Oh.
Shout out to all the Afro Latinos. The queen.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have been enjoying the Plática so far. We're almost at it here. We're getting to the fun part of the show for you guys. La negra quiere tumbao.
Tiene tumbao.
Tiene tumbao. Tiene tumbao. Bao, bao, bao. Tiene tumbao. Tiene tumbao. Bao, bao. Okay. Do you want to do the noticias del día? You want to get down again?
No.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
We'll skip that.
We'll skip that.
We'll skip that. Because we just got the vibes back up, and I want to get into some funny. Not in some funny, some fun. So, you want to do meme del día first or video del día? You pick. Obviously, we're going to end with the infamous palabra del día, but...
do video del día first.
Okay. So, you know what a no sabo kid is?
No.
A no sabo kid, no?
Mm-mm.
Basically, like, well, I'll let her explain it.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
I know what a no sabo kid is, but she has an interesting point about the no sabo kids, that she don't like being called a no sabo kid. I personally do not get offended. Oh, I'll give you my take after this, but let's play this.
Play the.
Let me play this.
Roll the videotape.
All right. Hold on, because I hate the videos, Nicole, because you have to unmute them and they never start the way they're supposed to start. All right, let me see.
Oh.
So I just didn't like how she felt so strongly about not liking the word. Because to me, it's not a big deal. Like to me, the word is like how do you say it? It's like a cariño. Like we're putting like we're just you know how when you make fun of stuff, but like in a like when they call like a Mexican guy Chino, you know, when you're known as Chino, but it's insulting to some people, but it's because you have, you know, you have chinky eyes, so they call you, you know, Chino or whatever. It's just like a fun nickname, right? So like when I hear like an Osabo kid, it's like a negger, right? It's just a term. But an Osabo kid to me is like, I embrace that because my Spanish isn't the best. I feel like I am a pocho. You know, I can't talk it, how she said, professionally. I can't do that. I talk Spanish still in a slang type of way, and I can't talk it fast how I can talk English, so it doesn't flow the same way. But I don't. If someone called me an Osabo kid, I wouldn't like. Yeah, cool. I am an Osabo kid. You know, I don't know how to say certain words. You know, I talk Spanglish. I use both. You know, so I wouldn't. So I just didn't like how she felt so strongly about the word. But I get what her meaning was. What she was saying that we shouldn't discourage people from trying to at least talk Spanish. Even if you are an Osabo kid, it shouldn't really matter that you only know certain words and not the whole language.
Yeah, I mean, people are entitled to feel what they want to feel. Like, I'm sure some people get offended with the Edgar term or no sabo, which even I just learned. Yeah, but that's like in our culture, we give these little nicknames. And so someone outside of the culture or not very familiar with the culture could get offended. Like, oh, ¿por qué le dicen eso? Like, why do you call him that? Or it's like el gordito or la flaca, you know? That's just how it is. And some people might be like, oh, well, that's not okay. They're making fun of his weight. Or they're calling her, you know, we had rest in peace. We had someone in our family. Everyone called her Tia Chela. And we called her Tia Chela because she had very white skin. And she looked like an elderly white woman. Yeah. So we were like, oh, Tia Chela. You know,
but like my Tia Chata because she has the chata de cachete, you know?
But some people don't understand that. So I get it. I get her perspective. But for me, just on my take on it, I can't relate to that because I've always spoken Spanish. Spanish was my first language. Most of my jobs, except for this one, I spoke Spanish to people. So keep it alive, you know, you keep it alive. You lose it. If you don't if you don't use it, you lose
exactly.
it.
I was gonna say that because that was my first language too. And when I used to work more with like elderly Mexican people, like when I used to work at Pollo Loco and all the older heads, like I utilize my Spanish more, you know?
Right.
And but it's and since I don't live with my grandma anymore, so I only talk Spanish to my grandma. I'm not utilizing my Spanish anymore as much. So now like I feel like I have become more pocho because I'm not applying it as much as I should. But you feel like you're fluent in Spanish?
I feel that definitely fluent. I get people who look at me and they're just like...
You can write, speak, and read it fluently?
I can definitely read it. Writing, I just can't do the acentos. I don't know where they go. But I could write it. I could just... boop. Yeah, my grandpa used to give us stuff and we would read it in Spanish.
I think now we start doing Siento, I'm realizing where the little acentos come in.
Oh,
like but you can just tell based off the way the letter sounds. Like platica, like the A is platica, but like platica. Papa is just papa, like pa, you know, it's not It's not there's no emphasis in it.
And there's no like
yeah. Like niño and nunca. Like nunca is just nunca, but niño you have to kind of emphasize the N a little bit, you know. So you put a little tilde. Yeah. So I'm peeping game now because ever since we have to write platica with a little tilde, I'm peeping game when it needs to be applied to certain words. Like así, like the I-E, but then you say like what? What's the word that has I in it? That's not with the tilde. Like, nah.
Igual? I don't know.
Yeah.
Igual.
Like, igual. Yeah. Iguana.
Hey.
Okay. But yeah, I just don't like when people get so caught up in just like the words. Like, you don't let words just affect you like that, yo. Like, it's just a title, and it's all like fun and games. It's endearment. I look at it as a form of endearment. It's not so much about like I'm disrespecting you by calling you a no sabo kid. But maybe the older generations, if they say it like that to the younger cats, then I can see why she feels away. Like if they are trying to like bring her down, like man, you just had no sabo kid, like get out of here. You know, that's when okay, I feel her. I'll feel her.
The
for
context.
Yeah,
I think how it's used in context matters.
Correct. Moving along to meme del día. Okay, this has to do with relationships.
Ooh,
I thought it was pretty funny because I think it's true in our culture. Okay, well, you don't have Mexican parents, but I'm just fixing to say Latino parents.
Yeah, Hispanic or Latino parents.
Latino parents don't know about the talking stage in a relationship. It's either es tu novio o tu amigo. Ni modo que les digas, sí, apá, estoy hablando con él. Mexican parents would be like, ¿hablando de qué? Because, you know, in English, you say, we're
in
just
the talking. Yeah. ¿Qué es eso?
Like, no, apá, no estamos hablando. ¿Hablando de qué?
I've had this conversation with my mom. ¿Y qué es tu novio? No, we're just talking. And she'll be like, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso de talking? ¿De qué habla? And I'm just like, no, we're going through a period where we're just getting to know each other. Pero no es tu novio. Nah, I don't know if I want to commit to this. You know?
Yeah, you think our parents, like, that's how that happened for them? Like, they just, yo, you can be my girl. Okay. Like, they had to have a talking stage as well. So how did they not get it, right? Every couple has a talking stage, right?
Yeah, but for them, it's like, te gusta. It's like more serious. We look at talking phase like, oh yeah, I'm talking to them. And next week, you might not be talking to them.
Well, talking is dating, right? Like just feeling them out.
Yeah. You're not sure if you're official.
So your mom was just like, okay, I'm going to be with you. Or like, she had to start feeling your dad a certain type of way. She had to get to know him a little bit, right?
Yeah, but it's different though, because I feel like their relationships well, my mom, that's her only boyfriend was my dad.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's just more, but our talking phase isn't as serious as theirs.
Like okay, so do you know how your dad pulled your mom or not?
Okay, so I think that this is what I believe. He was working at a hospital. He was already a doctor. Mm-hmm. And my mom... La curó, mija. That's some game right there. No, she had a friend who was a nurse. And I guess they all went, like a bunch of people went to the beach or something. Or I don't know if it was that or La discoteca. But nonetheless, he pulled my mom. They're still together. They've been married for a long time.
Yeah.
Just like that. But see,
you're missing a part though.
I'm gonna ask for the recalentado next week. Okay. I'm gonna ask my dad.
The reason I say that is because there's this talking stage between everything is because like my mom tells me her story with my dad, right? And like they met the same thing too. They met in a hospital. They met in a hospital as well. You know, they met there, but like it wasn't right away. You know, my dad. They went out to the park a little bit. They talked a little bit before he asked her like, yo, can you be my girl? And then my mom was like, well, you got to ask my moms, you know, like, so he had to ask my mom the same day, my grandma the same day. My grandma was like, she wasn't feeling it because my mom was still 14 at the time, you know? Oh. And my dad was 19, you know, but my mom was always moving different. Like she was already working at 14. She was already trying to get jobs and she just didn't act like a 14-year-old. So he was even surprised. He was like, you're not 14. And she's like, yeah. And they ended up hitting it off and they dated for a little bit and then they became official. So that's what I mean. Like there's a talking stage. There has to be a talking stage. So I don't get when you say, oh, estamos platicando, pues de qué? Like, what do you mean de qué? Lo estamos conociendo, like.
Right, but I think
maybe that's the term to say. Los estamos conociendo.
Estamos conociendo. Yeah. Maybe that's how we present it. Like, oh, we're just talking right now. They're just like, what do you mean? Having a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's like we're getting to know each other. Nos estamos conociendo probably makes more sense.
Yeah. That's true. But that was funny. That was a quick little meme.
Quick little meme del día.
But parents, our parents in our culture, they definitely don't understand. Even when I tell my mom, like, oh yeah, we made out. To her, made out is having sex. and it's like, nah, that's just kissing. I just, tongue action. This is making out. Mm-hmm. But so it is funny how it's different. But I guess lo estamos conociendo sounds better than estamos platicando.
Estamos hablando. Yeah.
Estamos hablando. ¿De qué? Pues de qué más, ama. De sexo. De dónde lo quieren meter.
Oh, God. Lord.
All right, good sister. Is that time of the pod already?
It's that time of the pod.
Wow. It's time for una palabra del día. Es una palabra del día. Damn, that's probably my best one.
Palabra del día.
Always
brought
get
to you
better.
by,
Cristobal X Mateo.
look out for the album.
All right, let's get into it, Nicole. What you got for me today?
Okay,
Cueva?
so no, not cueva. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the word
Uh-huh.
in español,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm gonna give you some words that it could be in English, and you will choose one.
Okay.
La palabra del día es dun 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 aversión.
Aversión.
Ajá. Aversión.
You said I'm guessing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Does it mean inclination?
Uh-huh.
Does it mean dislike?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it mean avoiding?
Say the word again.
Aversión.
Aversión. You said... What were the options again? My bad.
Dislike, avoidance, liking. No,
Avoidance.
Dun, dun, dun. Aversión, known in English as aversion, is a strong dislike or disinclination.
Ah. Ah. I lost again, good sister.
It's okay.
But a lot of deals are more fun when you win.
Yeah. For you, I don't mind it, but I feel like for you, you're competitive.
Una palabra del día. Nah, I just wanna the reels just come out better when you win.
Yeah.
Nah, last one was funny. The Cueva one was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I like that reel.
Yeah.
But man, we're going on 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah.
What a good pod today, good sister.
Great job.
But yeah, basically, long story short, guys, change everything around you. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. Lean into it. Change can be good. Now, it can be bad too, but don't look at it that way. Don't be scared to see how the grass is looking on another side. Go check it out. Because guess what? You can always go back, right?
Yeah, you can always go back to what
if you
you're
leave on
used
good
to.
terms, especially too, you can always come back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my what I'm leaving you guys with today. Change everything around you. Change your friends, change your family if it needs to be, change people you do business with, change people that you collab with, change people that you just hang out with. Like, just, it's okay. Like Drake said, no new friends, and that was catchy, but don't be scared to make new friends, because your new friends can be your better friends. Your new friends can get you to where you want to be in life. Your old friends are trying to just keep you in the same frequency sometimes too, you know? Pressure. Real ones pivot.
Real ones pivot. Change can bring opportunity. And change doesn't mean get rid of. It could mean to add to your friendship group. You know? Have some on the bench, have some on the draft, you know?
Yeah.
Switch it up.
Switch it up, guys. Don't be scared to switch it up, man. Oh, okay. Tenatum, bow, down, bow, 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 bow. Oh, good sister, I had a good time with you today.
Yes, likewise. Great episode.
Great episode. Great topics. Great energy. All that.
All that.
They ain't potting like us, yo. and it's only gonna get better too. So it's only gonna get scarier for them.
Ooh.
Keep watching, keep supporting, keep following, keep sharing, all that. Sorry No Lo Siento is here to stay for a long time.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your coworkers. Tell your tia.
Tell everybody. I keep telling you guys to steal phones, go on the Apple Podcast app, hit subscribe, and just give it back to them. Tell them you want to take a selfie with your phone.
Don't steal, just borrow. Just borrow it for
You know
a
what
quick
I mean.
minute.
You know what I mean. I steal like that.
Well, I'm just saying.
You know when they be like, you got games on your phone? And then when you give it to them, subscribe and then give it back to them. All right, good sister.
All right, good brother.
It was nice talking to you. I will talk to you obviously soon, but to them next week.
Yeah.
All right, mi gente. Ahí los miro. Que Dios los bendiga. Cuídense. Que Dios los proteja.
Yes.
Ahí los miro para la próxima.
Hasta la próxima. Que estén bien.
Adiós. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, no lo siento.
Save.